Regional final. It features Georgia and Georgia Tech. They are meeting for the 390th time. This rivalry renewed in the postseason. Here is Wes Johnson's lineup card. Charlie Condon, 3 for 7 in this regional. Those 3 hits were Friday in the win against Army.
Best player in the nation will be potentially the top pick in the July MLB draft. Captain America, Superman, whatever you want to call him, he is outstanding, both sides of the ball.
So he faces the senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, a first-year jacket, who's only making his 5th start of the season. But Mason Patel this year, he's only logged 31 2/3 innings, but again, 4th game of the weekend here for Georgia Tech. 2nd straight game today. He gets the call.
Coach Danny Hall digging deep into his staff right here. You see the whip, almost 2 runners per inning. Fastball changeup guy. Very good changeup when it's on with a lot of movement.
Well, first pitch of the evening here, he hits Corey Collins, who, by the way, there's not many in the nation who have worn more pitches this year. What is that, 26 hit by pitches this year for Collins, who has an outstanding on-base percentage, close to 600, and so a leadoff base runner here.
Number 1 on-base percentage in the country.
27 hit by pitches.
Yeah, not how you want to start the game right here.
One pitch.
Jacket dugout.
Yeah, what will Charlie Condon see here against the righty? He swings and fists that one through the shift. Boy, that was some major exit velo. Collins to 3rd. Single for Condon. Runners at the corners. 2 pitches in for Georgia.
Wow, just a jam job. Beating the shift to the backside. Watch it here. Exit velo of 83 miles per hour. I think it was less than that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think Trackman got that. That's up and in. Great pitch. Perfectly placed.
He's got Cam Jones laughing here. Maybe some self-deprecating chatter. Meanwhile, Dylan Goldstein. 2 on, 2 pitches in. Georgia trying to do some work here. That one runs down and in. Patel spent the last 3 years at Georgia State. Hits the transfer portal, and this year logged a career-high 31 2/3 innings for the Jackets. So, same city, different uniform. Off speed, fools Goldstein, the senior, strike 1.
And that's that quality changeup right there. And Patel is right. His fastball will be moving with good sink down, and that changeup is an excellent pitch.
Outside corner for a strike. Patel is certainly rested. Last pitched more than 2 weeks ago. That was the regular season series finale against Florida State in Tallahassee. An outing that was a little shaky. 1-2. That one is nubbed. Here comes the runner from 3rd. Is this one going to roll foul? Yes, it is. Whew.
Wow, that was close to an RBI single. Hit down the line. He's at the edge of the grass and took a left-hand turn. Another good changeup right there.
One-two on the way. Ripped, but foul the whole way. Remember, Cam Jones and Aiden Finateri, they both started Georgia Tech's latest 2 games earlier today and yesterday. This is the 2nd game of the day for Georgia Tech. 1-2. Ripped. That's fair down the line. 1 run comes home. Condon around 2nd. He'll head to 3rd. And Dylan Goldstein has the home team ahead 1-0 in the regional final.
fastball at 89 miles per hour, trying to go away, and it's in. Right into Goldstein's joy zone. Kind of went from the hole they were trying to hit to the joy zone in. The Dogs are in business right here. First and third, nobody out.
And this place is cranking already.
Yeah.
By the way, let me correct myself. I said home team in theory, yes. Technically, they're the road team today, just based on how the regional shakes out. Everybody has to have a fair shake, so to speak, as the home team in certain games. That one is in for a strike to Slade Alford, who has had a fine regional. 6 for 10 at the plate, and he was coming into this tournament very hot. That one's down and away. Alford, in his first season in Athens, he has really evolved. Hit a career best 295 in the regular season. Little action already in the Tech bullpen. That one's bounced to the left side. Condon is coming home. Giesler trying to start the double play. Throw is late. Now the run scores anyway, so it's 2-0. Alford legs that one out. There is 2 gone in the first for Georgia Tech.
Good pitch right there. We've had soft contact except for the single by Goldstein. Hit too softly. It's really funny on these double plays. You make a great pitch, it's hit too soft to turn. Sometimes guys smoke the ball, and that's required to turn a double play.
Trey Phelps, the rookie, hitting 5th in the order. Has had a wonderful rookie season, a Kennesaw, Georgia native. There's so much familiarity, for better or for worse, among these rosters. A lot of Atlanta or suburban Atlanta natives on both rosters. Again, they faced off earlier this year. It was supposed to be a 3-game series. The first game of that set was rained out. Georgia won the 2 others. So they meet for the 3rd time this season. Deep in the hole, Green, the jump throw. That's way late. You got the speedy Phelps running down the line. So that's now 3 hits in this opening inning for Georgia. It continues. Dylan Carter is coming up.
Another soft contact hit by the Dogs. Perfectly placed, just too much speed. Great effort by Green. Trying to do a little Jeter jump throw. But all things going Bulldogs so far in the first half inning of this game.
Carter has had the dubious distinction here of being hit by a pitch 5 times in 2 games. It's actually gotten a little bizarre.
Right.
He's also walked a few times.
He's got a magnet, a ball magnet in his back pocket.
For better, for worse, Matt Taylor, the pitching coach, is out there with 2 runners on. There's already 2 runs home. And only 1 out. Georgia's game earlier today against UNC Wilmington, the elimination game, it went final at 4:58. They turned around. You turn around here and you play a game an hour and 8 minutes later. Now, that's because there was a nearly 2-hour rain delay. So Georgia Tech doesn't necessarily get the typical time you would normally have between of course, the Sunday elimination game and the regional final, in theory, that is. So it's a quick turnaround.
I would actually like to play right away versus waiting 5 hours and getting stiff and everything. If I'm already still playing, I'm in a flow, I'm in a rhythm. I'd like to get right back out there. But so far, you're only as good as your starting pitcher. And there's been a little luck here, don't you think, Fitzy? I mean, there's been some softly hit balls that have found holes. Condon's really trickled through the backside of a shift.
His laser to the right side of the infield.
Laser. And I think TrackMan misfired on that. That had to be like 50 miles per hour.
Patel coming home, swing and a miss, and he strikes out Carter. So 2 away. And that, you would think, will settle Carter, bobbing his head up and down here. He'll face the veteran catcher Fernando Gonzalez next. So Georgia, they put 2 runners on in the first 2 pitches they see from Patel. Collins got hit. Condon with the dribbler through the right side with the shift on. All things considered, Patel here, just 1 out away from getting out of this. Throw down to the third base bag. Oh, it's there. The ricochet to Lackey was a fortuitous one. And Alford is gunned down at third.
What a play. What a play right there as it comes off. They have the presence of mind. The freshman Lackey picks it up, hand cannon to third. They have really helped him get out of a jam right there.
This is Danny Hall's lineup card in this regional final. Drew Burris, second in the order once again. Solo home run earlier today against UNC Wilmington.
He is the soon-to-be National Freshman of the Year. He's the best freshman in the country. Might be the best freshman of all time. I'm saying it right now at Georgia Tech. And we're talking about a storied program. Nomar, Jay Payton, Mark Teixeira, who was the National Freshman of the Year, and then the next year, the Golden Spikes Award went to Mark Teixeira, and he will be in a Hall of Famer at the big league level, World Series champion. And I think Burris may have had a better freshman year than any of them. He still has 2 more years of school.
So they face Zach Harris. 6th start of the year, the right-hander from Milton, Georgia, on the mound with a chance to vault his team to a super regional with a win today.
And here is Coach Johnson's thought process here. It's a 4-pitch mix, 93 to 97, fastball, curveball, slider, change. Right-handed hitters hitting 194 off this right-hander. Georgia Tech has 1 left-handed hitter in their lineup. Lefties hitting over 300, right-handed hitters hitting under 200.
Georgia Tech, again, playing in its 4th game of this regional. It's the 3rd time they're the home team, but Georgia had been the home team in its first 2 contests, so it swings to the visiting team today. Harris starts out Cam Jones, who just pitched a brilliant game earlier today. Yes, pitched it. He's the 2-way star. Couple of hits as well in the win against Wilmington earlier. Here comes the 0-1. Just off the outer edge, the count evens. Jones singled twice, also walked. He stole a pair of bases in consecutive fashion as well in the Wilmington win. 5th-year senior wants to live to play another day. Soft liner to Alford, and there's 1 out. Drew Burris is now coming up.
Good arm right there, 93-94 to start the game. Remember, we talked about he's up to 97. It's good stuff against right-handed hitters.
Burris 3 for 8 at the plate in this regional.
Burris has been impressive in this regional. Just the way he plays the game. A couple big home runs for the Jackets. Tone setter. Harris being very careful with the soon-to-be freshman All-American.
There's a 2-0. Stings that one foul on the ground. Yanked it. So 2-ball, 1-strike count. Golden Spike semifinalist, and no other freshman in America hit more home runs than Burris. Now, before the regional play began, Daniel Cuvée for Miami had 24. Burris, he's playing this weekend, and he's passed him with the 2 blasts here at Foley Field. That's in for a strike. Ripped, that's fair down the left field line. Burris has got extra bases, hustling around first. Is he going to try for 3? Stops on second, turns on the Jets. The relay is late, and it gets away from everybody. Burris gets up. The pitcher, Harris, now goes to cover the plate. Boy, you thought as that one was developing there, and as it was rolling into that deep left field corner, he might have a chance, and he legs it out. Wow.
He plays with no fear. No fear whatsoever. Leading off the inning, nobody out. You don't want to make the first out at third base. He's like, whatever, I'm going to get a triple out of this. Turns on the afterburners. He's in there easy.
Yeah, Parker, making Clayton Chadwick out and left. He was just getting to the ball when Burris was stomping on second base.
It's a big, big outfield in left.
A lot of room.
Right, yes. It's 350 down the line. Not many college fields are 350 down the left field line. A lot of space out there. So you see how he's lining the bases up right there. Look at how far he had to run from lining the bases up. That's straight up left field all the way into the corner.
Ellis through the right side, a base hit. Georgia Tech answers in the bottom of the first inning after Georgia played at 2 in the top half.
Big answer right there by the Yellow Jackets. First to keep the Georgia Bulldogs from scoring 3 a big inning or more in the first, and then to bounce back and just cut it in half quickly.
So now you have the veteran coming up. That's John Giesler. Giesler takes the breaking pitch. You know, there was that very fortuitous play in the top half of the first inning. Vaughn Lackey threw the runner out, trying to get from second to third on a wild pitch over his head. The ball careened back to him so quickly, and Lackey threw out the runner, and that's what limited the damage in the top of the first. Looked like Georgia was maybe destined for a few more runs, but instead, with just 1 out in the home first, it's back to a 1-run game.
All right, the ball goes to the backstop. You have to run. It's just a perfect, kind of lucky ricochet. And a great play.
Here's the 0-2 from Harris. He's trying to settle in. Swing and a miss. Went with the heater up in the zone at 96. 2 out.
This ball was supposed to be upstairs. See the target? Perfect. Right at the mask of Gonzalez. That is outstanding execution. They wanted to go there, and they made it happen.
Harris, one of the many transfers that Wes Johnson brought in. The first-year head coach. This is Bobby Zmarzlak, fifth-year senior from Connecticut, takes a strike. He was part-time starter last year for Georgia Southern. 7.85 ERA as a rookie. He has improved on that in his first year at Georgia. It's a high chop yanked foul. Now the last time Harris threw was against Florida in their regular season series finale. He's given up some runs his last couple outings, but he has had some really fine performances in late April and early May as well. He's got 2 strikes here on Zmarzlak. Here we go. Just off the outside edge. That was Greg Harmon behind the plate. It's a good call there. Blake Felix, by the way, is the first base umpire. Tim Winningham at second. And Mike Fichter is the third base umpire. One, two. Zmarzlak does not chase. Georgia Tech, it went 31-23 in the regular season. They had a great month of April. Won 6 of their 10 ACC series. And that was against some really quality teams, like NC State, Duke, Virginia. With 2 outs here, Harris coming home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Georgia Tech gets one back after Burris triples and Ellis knocks him in. 2-1 game after the first at Foley Field. These revamped Georgia Bulldogs, 42-15 this year. You can see a 13-win improvement from a year ago. At 2023, they did not qualify for the NCAA tournament. Georgia turned in its best regular season in 5 years. They're a national seed. They got the best hitter in America hitting second in the order, plus a school record 143 homers this season for the Dogs. It was an impressive campaign. They find themselves 1 win away from advancing to a super regional. Would be their first in 16 years.
Yeah, Wes Johnson and his staff have done an amazing job here in Athens. Every metric on that graphic has improved, and the most important one, like you said, further your point, 13 more wins already.
Finished with a record above 500 in league plays. You saw as well, it went 17-13. Won half of their SEC series. This is Fernando Gonzalez to lead things off at the top of the second. 7, 8, and 9 due up for Georgia against Mason Patel.
And further to that point, we talked about it day one. At one point, they were 5-7 in the SEC. And then won 12 of their last 18 against quality opponents. The SEC is the best league in the country. 11 teams in the tournament.
On the ground to Green. So there's 1 out in the second. Yeah, consecutive sweeps of Vanderbilt and South Carolina to close out the year.
Those are pretty good programs. But think about it. You're 5-7. You're not sure, you know, hey, where are we headed? And all of a sudden, you're the 7th national seed in the national tournament. And on the brink of a super regional berth.
This is Clayton Chadwick. fifth-year senior from Texas. One of the 4 lefties in the order. Pounds that one past Patel, but Green was positioned nicely. 2 gone. Brings up Colby Branch, the number 9 hitter. He is a productive 9-hitter.
When you think about it, Fitzy, right now, there's been a bunch of balls hit on the ground. He had some seeing eye soft contact hits in the first inning. That's a good sign for Patel. He's a sinker ball pitcher with a changeup. Both of those have to be down in the strike zone in order for him to be successful.
First pitch is in for a strike to Branch. Branch got a nice little ovation there from the crowd. His first AB.
4 grand slams this year.
Well, he smoked one yesterday in the 11-2 win over Wilmington.
Had a nice talk with him after the game. Fine young man. Good looking stash. He's had it since high school. This generation's into the stash.
It's been back for a while now, hasn't it?
Yeah. Looks like a young Phil Garner right there. Pulling out a little name from the past. SEC Player of the Year, Phil Garner, back in the day. Tennessee Vols. I believe he's SEC Player. He's an All-American, I know that.
Patel fools him there. 1-2-3 second inning for the senior from Knoxville.
Changeup, right on right, just didn't get there. 82 miles per hour.
Georgia Tech finds itself in its 35th NCAA tournament, another regional final appearance. That man, Danny Hall, now in his 31st season as the head coach of the program. He took over in '94. He's guided this club to 3 College World Series. The last one, though, was in 2006. That was also the last time they advanced out of the regional round.
And it's been a while. Would like to get Danny Hall back there. Georgia would also like to get there. They both can't go. They're playing in the same regional.
Something's going to give today or tomorrow.
2 quality programs and quality head coaches.
Mike Bacchetti leads off for the Yellow Jackets and smokes one down the third base line. Bacchetti around first. He's digging for second. Well, Drew Burris tripled earlier. This time, Clayton Chadwick plays this one in and holds him to a double. Lead-off 2-bagger here for Bacchetti. Continues his hot hitting from earlier.
Smokes it down the line. That was probably a ball inside. Just stays fair, pulls his hands in. 93 mile per hour fastball with a lot of movement. Gets it almost 100 miles per hour down the line. Boy, we were talking about it earlier. There's a lot of room out there down the line with 350 feet to the foul pole. Run for days.
Oh, that's twice that a Georgia Tech right-hand hitter has just yanked one down the line. Peyton Green, the number 7 hitter in the order, had squared to try to bunt. That one was up and in. Georgia Tech has to win this game in order to force a Game 7 tomorrow. Remember, Georgia has not lost. It won its game Friday against Army and then yesterday against Wilmington. Georgia Tech has taken a loss. It's a double elimination format, so when you pick up the second L, regional's over. That's a little tight. And so Harris can't find the zone here, wants a new baseball. Again, Green was trying to give himself up there with the sacrifice bunt.
But now it's 3-0, so the mindset has changed. To further your point, double elimination tournaments, the best team will win. Get lucky on one game, but double elimination, the best team wins.
Sets right down the middle. Green was taken all the way. Green walked twice earlier today, also singled against UNC Wilmington. That's low, so a pair of base runners now are aboard for Georgia Tech.
Interested to see if Coach Ramsey puts a bunt on here. We're going to have Green bunt earlier.
Parker Brocious is starting his first game of the weekend. Came in as a defensive replacement in the first game earlier today, but did not log a plate appearance until this point. He's the number 8 hitter today with Vaughn Lackey on deck. So he squares, taps it, foul. It bounces behind the plate.
Hands are too far back right there. You got to get your hands out in front so your eyes can actually see the ball. When your hands get close to your body, just like playing catch, you don't play catch close to your body because you can't see it for about the last 12 inches. You want to get it out there so your eyes can see the ball hit the barrel.
Just a little above the letters, so now the count evens. That time, Brocious did not square. Collins, the first baseman, is in on the grass. Condon staying close to third. Squares, offers, comes up empty there. So now 2 strikes on the hitter. Brocious can't put the bunt down to move the runners up. Still nobody out.
And that was a breaking ball. Again, trying to punch at it. Got to get set, have your hands out already, and it's much easier to make contact with the bunt.
Wave and a miss, strike 3. So Harris punches back there. 3 strikeouts for the righty from Milton, Georgia.
Yeah, quality breaking ball right here. 2,600 plus RPMs. Mid-80s breaking ball. Really ended up in the other, like the left-handed batter's box. That's an extreme chase. Tough shadows right now.
Yeah, sun setting behind the park. Shadow of the roof is stretching just about out to the base of the mound. Yeah, this thing, it sets right behind the field.
Right. You'll see some weird swings sometimes on breaking balls when the shadows are like this.
Swing, and there's a long, high fly deep out to left. Back at the wall. Lackey goes yard. Georgia Tech with a 3-run blast. They swing in front.
The freshman Lackey shown some power late in the season. Huge home run. None bigger for that young man in 2024 as a freshman. Driven out of here at 96 miles per hour, 381 feet to the top of the trees. It just kept going. It was majestic, had backspin. Big answer right there by the Yellow Jackets.
Wow, a 3-run blast. It's a 4-2 early lead for Georgia Tech. Again, they've got to win this game today in order to face a winner-take-all Game 7 tomorrow. All right. The tone has been set here. Back to Cam Jones, leadoff hitter. Now again, the home run ball has been Georgia Tech's best friend this weekend. Again, that's their first today. They hit 2 earlier today in the win against Wilmington. And 2 against Army. So that's 5 homers in their last 2 games and 2 innings after they were shut out in the opener on Friday. They did not look quite right. We talked to Drew Burris, we talked to Danny Hall. Everybody had mentioned that, they felt a little tight. Not the case as this weekend, not the case anymore as this weekend has unfolded.
Well, to further your point, Fitzy, the first 3 games of the regional, Georgia Tech hitters with runners on base, 2 for 30. In this game, they're already 2 for 5.
Ellis had the single in the first, brought home a run. Still just 1 out. And Jones tomahawks it foul.
Big home run right there. 3-run blast. Really quieted the crowd.
Yeah, Vaughn Lackey, the freshman from Sewanee, Georgia. He went to Collins Hill High, who's been solid defensively this year, with a giant blast. Jones reaches for it, sprays it out to right. Goldstein has to slam on the brakes. So that's the 3rd hit of the second off of Harris.
Watch this ball right here and see the swing. Pitches up in the zone, slightly above his belt, and he turns on it right there. And so the ride fastball is a great pitch, but when you miss just a little bit down, it gets in the joy zone of the hitters. If you got a good flat swing with some bat speed, they'll go a long way. It's a fine line, Fitzy, between executing that ride fastball above the barrel, and it just misses just a tad down at the belt, and boom.
Lackey all smiles there. Wes Johnson is out there now talking to his pitcher, Zach Harris. But Lackey is a 3-year letter winner at Collins Hill High. Former captain, former All-State selection.
They love him. They think he's got a bright future, not only on the flats, but beyond in pro ball. He's just a baby deer right now. He's just getting started. Exactly. Great kid. Great student.
Now you got to deal with Drew Burris. Burris tripled his last time up. There have been some hard hit balls off of Harris in the first couple innings, to say the least. Agreed. That was Burris' 3rd triple of the year, by the way. Takes out 1 for a strike. And Georgia Tech applying pressure in the early goings. They have to win to keep their season alive. Oh, that time Harris had Jones leaning. Gets back in time, though. Two balls and a strike to Burris, the ACC Freshman of the Year.
Jones 30 for 31 in stolen bases.
By the way, Burris 1 homer away from tying the school record. That was set by Kevin Parada a couple years ago, the future first-round draft pick at the end of that season.
Pretty good player. 11th pick, I believe, in the country.
Swing, there's a mammoth shot. High blast, deep out to left. Is there enough room? Just enough yard for Clayton Chadwick. My goodness. That would have been 2 blasts in the inning. Just enough real estate. That one jumped off the bat. a high fly.
105.
Wow.
Off the bat. Just missed it. Just a smidge off the barrel. Burris goes back to the dugout saying he wants that one back. Another try, please, a mulligan. Just enough room in the facility to further your point on that.
Boy, that would have really put a jolt into this place, or a shock, if you will. Georgia Tech has the 2-run lead because of Vaughn Lackey's 3-run homer in this second. Matthew Ellis, he's the 6th-year senior from Waddy, Kentucky. Transfer over from Indiana, started at Tennessee. That was years ago. He redshirted there back in 2019.
Remember, opponents are hitting over 300. Left-handed hitters are hitting over 300 off of Harris. Under 200 coming into this game against right-handed hitters. And Georgia Tech has only one left-handed hitter in their lineup.
Another check on the runner. This has been a lengthy inning now for Harris. Just hasn't quite settled into a rhythm. That's smashed out to left. Chadwick off of his glove. So the runner is swinging around second. Jones heads to third. That would have ended the inning, and so the error will bring John Kiesler to the plate. Something not quite right here for Georgia in the opening innings.
So watch the route right here. Just wasn't quite sure what to do with it. Had a lot of banana, a little slice. Tried to make the adjustment. Put his glove up just a little late. Instead of breaking with a back step immediately, getting behind that baseball, he really had to kind of drift to it because he wasn't sure what he was going to do there. Could be a big opportunity right here for the Jackets.
The first step in doomed him. Kiesler struck out swinging in the first against Harris. But this is it's an explosive Georgia offense. You know they're going to get their runs at some point. So if you're Kiesler and Georgia Tech, you have just been given another opportunity here. You've got a runner sitting at third base. That's down to the dirt. Gonzalez smothers it.
They've really been working Kiesler away. His first AB, and now in this second AB. Soft away, hard away. Kind of went away and up to strike him out last time.
Kiesler ropes it. It's falling into center, and the center fielder Carter couldn't see it. Was dealing with the sun that's setting behind the yard. 5-2 Georgia Tech. So the error does bring home a run.
So what happened here, those shadows, you don't get as good a break on the ball because you're in the sun and then it's dark in the shadow. He wasn't quite sure how hard this ball was hit, where it was going to land. And he was just a little confused. We've had two Georgia outfielders now just a little confused on balls that are hit out of the shade into the sun.
How about this, a 4-run inning, and this is Bobby Zmarzlak now. The 9th hitter to the plate, bounces it hard, couple of chops to branch it short, inning is over. Georgia Tech scores 4, they swing in front, it's 5-2 after 2. The biggest blast off of Vaughn Lackey's bat, a 3-run shot for the freshman. The rookie with a huge early game moment. nice view of Foley Field. Some of the football players watching. How about this, Bobby? After Georgia just scored 4 in the bottom of the second, Wes Johnson, he says, bring it in. Team meeting. 2 innings in, it's 5-2, Yellow Jackets.
Well, they're not playing to the standard. Those are 2 plays in the outfield that should have been made. There's been some misexecution by Harris. Some balls missing their spot where they're trying to throw the baseball. The number 7 team in this tournament trying to recalibrate their mindset. Wes Johnson calling a meeting to take care of business.
Well, there's one of the veteran long relievers. That's Brian Zeldin, who's having a conversation there with Georgia's starter, Zach Harris. Just trying to settle him down. This is our regional final. For Georgia Tech, they would like it to be the first of 2. Remember, double elimination format. This is Corey Collins who smacks that one up the middle for a base hit. So Georgia's leadoff hitter starts the 3rd with a rocket back up the box.
And he's their old leader, their catalyst, leads the country in on-base percentage. He's the guy that sets the stage for this guy right here.
The SEC Player of the Year. Has hit 36 homers, the most in a season in Division I in close to 30 years. Now, his last time up against Patel, he got jammed on a pitch and inside outed it to the right side of the diamond. The major shift was on, so it actually squeaked through for a single. Now he swings, hits it right into the shift. Green trying to double play to second for 1. Turn to first. That's in time. 6-4-3. And so you eliminate essentially Georgia's 2 most reliable hitters there. They clear them off the base paths. 2 gone.
Patel, excellent sink and movement on this pitch. This ball horizontally ran in on Condon, 17 inches of horizontal break. Ball smoked over 100 miles per hour. Those are the ones you turn. Perfectly defensively set right there by the Yellow Jackets.
Well, he was also stumbled out of the box that time. This is Green. It doesn't matter which side of the second base bag he's on. So Patel faces the minimum. And Georgia Tech has got a little mojo going right now in the early innings. Our regional final here is underway. And the visiting team, who, by the way, they are the home team, if you will, in this game at Foley Field. Again, Georgia is the host. They've got a 5-2 lead after 2.5 innings. The Jackets have a little juice. So what does Zach Harris have to do on the mound here to settle in after he faced, or rather after Georgia Tech batted around in the second?
Get ahead in the count, execute his pitches to the spots that Coach Johnson, like where he wants him to throw the baseball. He's missed out over the plate. He's missed up a few times. Some balls have been hit hard.
Well, he's fallen behind here 2-0 to Mike Bacchetti, who ripped one down the left field line his first time up. That was a double that kicked off the 4-run inning. It's smacked foul. 94 on the gun from Harris. The sophomore from Milton, Georgia.
Georgia Tech has scored 5 runs already in this baseball game, very early. More runs than any full game in this tournament. As if you remember, they were shut out. They scored 3 in a win, and they scored 4 in a win.
Harris uses the off speed to retire Bichetti, so a nice job of fighting back. One away in the third.
Good pitch in the strike zone. It's a changeup right on right. Haven't seen many of those today. And that's the equalizer. You got a hot offense, throw the changeup. The equalizer. Usually fastballs in and changeups. If someone's really swinging the bat off you, go in and throw your changeup. That'll slow them down a little bit.
Peyton Green takes a strike.
Easier said than done, but when you execute those two spots with the change of speeds, it'll change the narrative a little bit. Usually.
Yeah, 12 home run season for Peyton Green, who spent his first couple of years at NC State. This is just a tad inside.
Yeah, I've talked to some scouts across the country. Peyton Green's going to go good in the draft. He's going to be a pretty good draft as a middle infielder this July.
Condon has it, 2 away.
Condon showing some range right there. Covered about 30 feet. His big long legs of his. Watch where he starts, where he catches this ball. Maybe about 20 feet. Good strong arm. Think about Charlie Condon. He plays third, he plays first, he plays outfield, he's played center, all 3 outfield positions. That's an athlete.
There's Parker Brocious. Attacks the first pitch. Branch has to charge, and on the run makes a nice play. So that's about as good of a bounce back as you could ask for from Zach Harris. We'll talk to Wes Johnson, the Georgia head coach, next with his team down 3. We're back at Foley Field, start of the 4th inning. Georgia Tech 5, Georgia 2. Hey, we're happy to be joined by Wes Johnson, first-year head coach, won a national championship at LSU a year ago. Hey, Coach, we appreciate you taking a moment. Hey, after that 2nd inning, we saw you basically gather the team together for a quick meeting. What was the message there in that moment?
Yeah, you know, we didn't come out and play Georgia baseball. You know, we made a few mistakes in the outfield there. And, you know, just, guys, no need to hit the panic button. It's a long game. Baseball's a long, long game, man. There's a reason it takes 3 hours, right? So, hey, just don't give at-bats away. Start executing pitches a little better, and let's see what we can do.
Yeah, long way to go, Coach. What's the approach off Patel the rest of the way with your Georgia hitters?
Yeah, we just got to push him up in the zone. You know, I thought, you know, hey, this game's crazy, right? I mean, we got him on the ropes a little bit in the first, and then the ball bounces off the net, and they throw us out at third, you know, and so that's just it. I mean, you know, you got to push him up and, you know, get off your A swing.
And how about Harris moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, Zach's got to really execute. When he gets into leverage counts, he has to execute expand pitches, and we're not doing a very good job of that right now. And you know, hey, tip your hat to Georgia Tech when you make mistakes in leverage counts and, you know, over the plate, it typically gets hit hard.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking a moment here. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good luck, my friend.
5-2 game after Slate Alford bounces out to begin the 4th.
Well, like he said, a long way to go.
Yep.
A long way to go in this one. He is so poised. I really like his approach. Just a veteran.
Last year was LSU's pitching coach. Phelps, by the way, gets hit. So base runner here against Mason Patel in the 4th. Last year, LSU's pitching coach, so he helps guide the Tigers to a national championship. He gets his first head coaching job here at Georgia in the offseason.
How about a pitching coach? The pitching coach for a guy named Skeens, who went 1-1 and is already in the big leagues. getting it done.
Helps having him. Fourth straight year, an SEC team won a national championship, and also 5 out of 6. Now, Wes Johnson certainly understands that we're a missed Arkansas pop-up away from it being maybe 6 straight champs out of the SEC. That was back in 2018. He was an assistant on that Arkansas staff. They had a 1 game that went up 1-0 over Oregon State and had a lead in the late innings. Missed pop-up that would have ended the game, left the door open for Oregon State. They won that one, then ultimately win game 3 the following day.
Baseball will tear your heart out. It's the greatest game of all time, in my opinion. And I love football and hockey and all that stuff, but boy, baseball's amazing. Try to figure it out, it'll humble you. If you think you got to figure it out, you'll be humbled quickly. Those baseball gods will get you. Just keep grinding, just like life. Love the game.
Patel pitching with a runner on now. Carter digs underneath this one. Skies it down the line. Into the bullpen it goes. So we got a full count coming.
I was just going to say, such a game of adjustments. And we talked about it all weekend. That's that meeting, to your point, you asked that question. It's always adjustments from pitch to pitch, inning to inning, throughout the game. And that's good coaching, good leadership. Here's your 3-ball count that you were going to mention. 50-50 chance at the collegiate level to reach base.
Carter drills it out to right. Sparslak has it. 2 away. Still the runner at first. Fernando Gonzalez bats next.
That ball was hammered. 101 off the barrel, just perfectly positioned in right field. But a good swing and a good sign. You go back to the dugout, Wes Johnson's happy about that. It's a good AB. Take your chances.
Here's the all defensive team catcher, the Panamanian. Fernando Gonzalez attacks the first pitch, chops it straight down, foul. Gonzalez drew a walk with the bases loaded yesterday in that 11-2 win against Wilmington.
And Fitzy, he's the number 6 ranked defensive run saved catcher in this tournament.
Yeah. Also had a couple of hits on Friday. Swings and foul tips that into the mitt.
So out of 64 teams in the field, he's the 6th best. At least that's what the computers say.
Defensively.
Right.
Yeah. He's been a reliable presence for years. Patel delivers, and the 0-2 is fought off foul. Well, wouldn't this be something special for Georgia Tech? Again, Finateri pitched yesterday. Cam Jones pitched earlier. Patel has only logged 30 innings this season. You know, imagine if he goes 4 innings here and gives up just 2. He's only thrown 53 pitches, so he is in great shape here.
His appearance per inning average is 2.44.
Oh, that's clobbered. Deep out to center. Burris on his horse, back near the wall, makes the catch with just enough room. The inning is over, and it's another 0 up on the board. That's 3 straight scoreless innings for Mason Patel. Burris expected at the plate next in the bottom of the 4th. Georgia Tech with a 5-2 lead. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. Regional final in Athens. Danny Hall, kind enough to join us, the head coach at Georgia Tech. Coach, good to see you. Obviously, your team's on the right end of that 5-2 score. You know, we just, there's so many things we could talk about here. We just saw Drew Burress make another brilliant play in center field. He's got a couple of homers this weekend. I would just be curious, how would you describe the mental makeup and attitude of the ACC Freshman of the Year? How much fun has it been to watch him play this year?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. He's just a great baseball player. He loves playing, you know, and he loves competing, and nothing phases him, and he can do it all. I mean, he can go get the ball in the outfield. He's made some great throws and doubled some guys off. And to your point, he's hit a couple big homers for us.
And this is a bold statement, but before the game, I said, and I'm going to ask you on live TV, he may be having the best freshman season ever at Georgia Tech. And Mark Teixeira, pretty good Hall of Famer out there in the big leagues, going to be a Hall of Famer. How does he stack up?
It's just two different kinds of players, but that's select company to mention his name with Teixeira for sure.
Absolutely.
Coach, how impressive has Mason Patel been? How would you describe just what he's given you on the mound so far today?
Been impressive, you know, navigated some trouble, got off to, you know, a tough start, but we've gotten a lot of ground balls turned to double play here and there, and I like what I'm seeing.
Well, Coach, good luck the rest of the way. You get the 5-2 lead here in the fourth. Thanks for taking a moment to do this.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck, DH.
Thanks.
And so they're back at the plate here. By the way, we forgot to mention Vaughn Lackey. Of course, he's got the biggest blast, the 3-run homer. He's back at the plate here in the fourth inning. That was it was so early in the game, so maybe it's not quite right to put it this way.
Big blow.
But, game changing, just tone setting.
For sure.
For Georgia Tech.
For sure.
Georgia gets 2 runs, relatively quickly. Let's put it that way, the top half of the first inning. A wacky bounce ends what could have been perhaps a bigger inning. And then all of a sudden, Patel steadies, goes 1-2-3 in the top half of the second. And then Lackey clubs a 3-run blast to put Tech ahead in the home second. Puts a jolt into that one, into shallow right. There's one away. So we go back to the top of the order. Cam Jones hits next. The College World Series out in Omaha. Remember, it begins Friday, June 14th. The Championship Series, it's going on June 22nd. For more information about the College World Series, go to ncaa.com. It's your home for all 90 NCAA championships. So, one out here for Zach Harris. And again, now we go back to the top of the order. Cam Jones takes that one and falls in for a strike. Jones singled in the second. That was right after Lackey went deep. He later came around to score on John Giesler's base hit. A 4-run bottom of the second inning for Georgia Tech. But now Harris has retired 5 in a row. He also retired the side in order back in the third. And would very much like to keep settling into a groove here.
Like his execution so far in this inning. Getting ahead in the count.
Two on the way. It's topped slowly. It's got some spin here, and so Jones is coming back to the plate here. So he's getting out ahead of hitters. What else from Harris?
Execution to the spots. That ball right there was supposed to be in, and it was. Where Gonzalez wants the pitch, he's hitting the spot in this inning. With life, movement, action. Good job of standing the bat up right there by Gonzalez.
Okay, we get the arch rivals here. Very kind of, Gonzalez.
And he has that bat he started using. Breast cancer awareness. Custom bat.
There's another 0-2. Check swing. Yeah, I think he went around. Strike 3.
He's really starting to heat up his execution. That's a very good breaking ball away. Just nicks the strike zone on the technology we have up here in the booth. And the check swing, he went around. So either way, he's out. Cam Smith, that's a tough hitter to strike out. Harris executed at a high level.
So Harris now must face Drew Burris, but he gets to tackle the challenge with nobody on. Harris has retired 6 straight. That one misses outside, 94 on the gun, so Harris really let that one rip.
It's a good miss. Just a little off the plate.
All Georgia has to do in this game is win it. If they do, they advance to their first Super in 16 years. It's wild to think it's been that long. But they're down 5-2 in the 4th. Outside edge for a strike. Remember, they played 2 games. They won both of them. Beat Army 8-7 on Friday. And then overwhelmed UNC Wilmington. The final was 11-2 yesterday. So in theory, they drop this one. Their season's not over. They come back and play again Monday for a trip to the Super. So Burris walked with 2 outs, and Matthew Ellis, the lefty, is coming up.
Very, very careful right there with Drew Burris. But dangerous, because Ellis, an outstanding All-ACC left-handed power hitter. And like we mentioned, left-hand hitters hitting much better off of Harris than righties. Tried to execute another one of those change-ups right there on 0-0. Didn't want to get ambushed. 0-0 pitch. That ambush swing. A fastball. Dead red. Need to slow him down a little bit first.
Now it's 2-0 to Ellis.
Harris was executing at a high level. First 2 hitters of this inning, and he's had some pretty big misses in his last few pitches.
Ellis charges that one on the ground to first. Collins is there to handle it. Inning over.
We're here in Athens, having some fun.
Always a party in right field at Foley Field when Georgia baseball is in action. Look at how Mason Patel has fared since he allowed the 4 hits in the opening inning. He has really steadied everything.
You know what's crazy about those 4 hits, though? 1 was hit hard. Most of them were just softly hit ground balls that were finding holes.
He's also struck out a pair of batters as well. And so he stretches into the 5th inning. Longest outing of the season for Patel. 4 innings. That one is smoked back up the box. And so Clayton Chadwick has a leadoff single in the 5th for the Bulldogs. Remember, they're the number 7 national seed and the host, but because they've been the home team in the first 2 games, they're actually the visitors today. Hey, scan that QR code. There it is. Okay, if you're looking for site-to-site coverage, that'll take you to ESPN's Squeeze Play. Our studio crew, Matt Schick, Chris Button, Berkey, Runes, they are there in Bristol, take you around to the best action. We've got a whole bunch of regional finals. Teams could be moving on. We could see teams survive to perhaps play tomorrow. This is Colby Branch up for the 2nd time today.
Baseball heaven, baseball awesomeness. All those games, being able to check out the big moments. Squeeze play, phenomenal. To your point, Fitzy, Patel's average appearance, the innings to appearance, 2.44. 2.44. It's not even 3 innings. And we're already here in the 5th.
This place has been packed every day this weekend. Georgia's been in action, nearly 4,000 here. Branch lets that one miss down and away, so good eye. Ball and 2 strikes. A brilliant environment to catch a ball game. Standing room only out right. Oh, call on 3rd strike. It was a delayed call. Branch doesn't agree. 1 away for Patel here in the 5th.
Let's take a look at it right here. Oh, it came back. It was a changeup that really had a lot of movement to the arm side from 78 miles per hour, 18 inches of horizontal break.
Now back to the top of the order, Corey Collins. He was hit by a pitch, and he also singled. So he's only seen a couple of pitches here from Patel. Collins, the senior from Sewanee, Georgia.
Love his game. Gets on base. Number 1 in the nation in that category. Leader.
Ultimate veteran, now a 4-year starter at Georgia. This 2024 season, he was brilliant. His breakout campaign, remember, he entered the tournament with a 360 average, by far a career high. That was top 10 in the league.
Really enjoyed talking to him the other day. We had a good time with him, didn't we?
Oh, it just rips that foul. Got way out ahead of it.
North Gwinnett High School near Atlanta. Give you a couple guys that came out of that program.
Yeah, I think you recruited a few out of that.
Charlie Blackman, pretty good player in the big leagues, former Yellow Jacket. Blake Wood, another big leaguer, Yellow Jacket from North Gwinnett. Played for the Kansas City Royals. And that he was on those teams that had that run to the World Series. With Greg Holland and that crew, Hosmer. Great baseball program. And great area. North Gwinnett, I mean, we talk about sports in that little, 10-mile radius in the Gwinnett County area. Lots of football players here in Athens. A lot of baseball players here and at Georgia Tech.
Collins gets underneath it. This one is headed towards the seats. Youngster there making the catch along the wall. Nicely done. Boy, he had to cover a lot of ground there. Well, curtain call down the line. Big payoff pitch coming here with 1 out and a runner on. That's outside, so now you got 2 aboard for the Bulldogs. So the tying run is Charlie Condon, and here he comes. 36 homers for the megastar. That 36th came in his first at-bat of this regional against Army a couple of days ago. He's 4 shy of 40, 6th most in a single season in Division I. Now, in the BB Corps era, since 2011, tighter restrictions on the bat. Since 2011,
you almost can't even talk about
most
BB Corps anymore. It's crazy that the technology has caught up with the governor basically on the bat, to where I feel like I'm seeing balls hit just as far as when they were -5s. It's crazy. I mean, at first when the BB Corps came out, it was like swinging telephone poles. Seriously, they were awful. They were stiff. And then the companies have really developed the technology to where it's almost back to what it used to be. But to your point, he's the real deal.
He is. So, Condon, oh, by the way, they're going to intentionally walk him, perhaps. Oh, pardon me, this was the other day. Solo blast. First at bat in the win against Army. All right, so I'll explain myself. I heard the boos. How many times have we heard that this week? And I go, well, it looks like they're going to intentionally walk. No, they're just booing. Matt Taylor is making the walk out to the mound. I jumped the gun on that one.
That's what happens when a Georgia Tech coach goes out to the mound on a visit. Trust me, very familiar with that. Love it. Absolutely love it. This crowd is passionate about their Bulldogs. They're passionate about their superstar, Captain America, Superman, soon to be the 1-1 probably in the upcoming draft. The Cleveland Guardians have the first pick in the draft. And with one swing of the bat, the All-American can tie this ball game.
Listen to this place. Condon swings, bounces that into center. That's a base hit. Here comes a runner around third. He scores. It's 5-3. Condon gets it done.
Didn't hit it hard. Only 82 exit velo. Got jammed, but did the job. Through the middle of the field. It's a good swing. Stayed inside. Simple. That's what it's all about.
Here come the Dogs. So a second mound visit. That's going to be all for Patel. 4 1/3 innings again. That's his longest outing of the season. Now those runners belong to him. But you got to tip your cap to what Patel did again in a spot start situation here. His team just defeated Wilmington an hour before this one gets started. And so he's called upon to give his team some innings, and he did just that. But there's 2 runners that belong to him on the base paths.
Quality job right there by Patel. Interested to see what happens from here.
Regional final action in Athens, Georgia in the driver's seat. Should it win, it advances and will host the winner of that regional final. NC State, James Madison, the Wolfpack, similar position. All they have to do is win 1 time, either today or tomorrow against James Madison, and that would be the team that would advance. So a new pitcher on the mound. This is Ben King, comes out of the bullpen and relieves Mason Patel, who went 4 1/3. That ties a season high. King is out there with 2 runners on, though.
King, we call him the doctor, already accepted into med school in the fall. Lots of sliders, 65% sliders. Saw one right there. Mason Patel, outstanding job. Furthest outing, deepest outing into a game this year in the biggest moment.
You know, against an explosive Georgia offense, this one is ripped, but it stays up for Zamarzlak, and there's 2 out. That was Dylan Goldstein. He's retired. But you got the cleanup hitter, Slate Alford, coming to the dish.
Good job in right field staying with that ball as well. I mean, there's a tough sun right now for the outfielders, especially in center and right as it sets here in Athens. King threw 41 pitches on Friday. Here we are 2 days later. Coach Hall electing to use his veteran right-hander.
16 homers on the year for Alford. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Brought in a run in that inning. Georgia down 2 runs. They've scored one here in the 5th. And they've got 2 runners on.
Baseball's all about big innings. Georgia Tech has one, a 4 spot in the 2nd. Georgia does not yet in this contest.
King having a little trouble finding the zone here against a very effective hitter. That's there at the knees for a strike.
Alford, very experienced player, transferred in from Mississippi State.
Swings and misses, strike 2.
Kind of a Swiss Army knife player for Wes Johnson's Bulldogs this year. Has played all over the diamond.
Runners on the move. He slams that foul down the line.
Trying to go backside right there. Good 2-strike approach. King throws a lot of sliders, a lot of off speed, 65% sliders.
Down and away, ball 4. Bases are loaded for Trey Phelps, the rookie.
That was a fastball that missed off the plate. Gotta be careful. Now one swing could put the Bulldogs ahead of the Jackets. And they can get that big inning they've been searching for.
Phelps hitting .347 this year. Waits. That one misses inside, so the count evens. You know, he was not the healthiest for a good portion of this season. Rock solid, though, this time of the year. Cuts through that one, strike 2. He's got a chance to maybe tie this thing up with a base hit.
Quality breaking ball right there at 85, 2,600 RPMs. King really spun that one well.
Here it comes. Lets that one go. Boy, it's a difficult pitch to lay off of for a first-year player in a tight spot.
Phelps, a quality athlete. What a freshman year in the SEC.
King trying to get out of this. 2-2. Swing, and that one is belted into center, but plenty of room for Burris. And so Ben King comes out of the pen, strands the bases loaded. Georgia, though, gets one back, and it's 5-3 halfway through. Regional final, look who's in the house. The ball coach there, Kirby Smart. He's won a couple of national championships. Knows a thing or two about how to make a run.
Georgia grad also.
Oh, yeah.
What a tremendous, tremendous coaching career. One heck of a coach.
His counterpart, Wes Johnson, has Georgia in a regional final after winning the first 2 games, by the way, for the first time in 6 years. Now, all they need to do is win 1 game And they got 2 tries to do it. And they're going to their first Super Regional since 2008. Remember, that year, they made the run all the way to the College World Series Finals. Zach Harris back on the mound. He settled into a nice rhythm. He's facing John Giesler here, and it's 4-5 and 6-2 up for Georgia Tech. But the Yellow Jackets have the 5-3 lead. So you see the records up above the score. Georgia hasn't suffered a loss. Tech has. Double elimination format. So again, the Yellow Jackets have to win today and tomorrow to advance to their first Super Regional in 18 years. Giesler was out ahead of that one and stings it foul. Little movement. And the Georgia bullpen, that's Matt Hoskins.
Still a long way to go in this game. Just a lot of baseball left.
Here comes the 1-2. Check swing. We'll do this again. Georgia Tech played here twice. Played Georgia, I should say, twice earlier in the season. They played 1 game here at Athens. It was back on March 2nd. That was a 3-1 Georgia win. They played the next day, 11-9 Georgia victory. Down the line, there's Condon. A dart across the diamond. There's 1 out in the 5th.
Nice pitch in the inner half. Some movement down in the strike zone. That's the execution that Coach Johnson was talking about. Harris doing a much better job since the 2nd inning.
Well, he called that team meeting right after Georgia Tech went for 4 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. They're +1 since, if you will. First pitch to Bobby Zmarzlak is down and away.
I like that. +1 since the big inning.
He scored 1 in the top half of this 5th inning to get it back to a 5-3 game. And Harris has retired 8 of the last 9 hitters he's faced.
He's really settled in.
Just off the outside edge, so he's fallen behind Zmarzlak. 3 balls, no strikes.
And it was off. We have technology up here. The interesting thing about Harris, Fitzy, his average innings pitched to appearances is only 1.61 innings per outing. And here we are in the 5th.
He just walked him on 4 pitches, and Mike Pichetti is coming to the plate.
So this is territory that most of the year he wasn't venturing into, much like Patel. But that's what happens in tournament play. If you remember, in this tournament, Coach Johnson had to use some of his horses to get those 2 wins earlier in the weekend.
Mike Pichetti takes the strike. So here are the pitchers that Johnson has used. Zeldin, quality long reliever, threw 87 pitches in the Friday win against Army. That's it on the screws out to center. Carter circles underneath it. 2 out. Peyton Green bats next. Right on right. Harris misses just a tad upstairs.
His execution has been rock solid since the team meeting and since the 4 spot in the second.
Inside corner for a strike.
I love those hip breaking balls. They really freeze the hitter. They're tough, man. I mean, how do you keep it fair even if you do swing and barrel it, it's probably foul.
Yep.
You gotta really pull your hands in. That's an advanced approach.
Did he offer it? No. That one was pretty close on that outside edge anyway, regardless of whether or not he went around.
Check it out. Ooh, that's a good check right there. That's a quality halt of the barrel before it crosses the plate. Good call.
Very similar spot. But the count goes 3 balls and a strike.
And now you're into that 3-ball count mode. But it has a 500 on base percentage in all 3-ball counts.
There it is. That one hits the black. Count goes full. Zmarzlak, he walked earlier in the inning. He's at first. Harris has got 2 out. Here we go, the 3-2. Runner on the move, and that one is sprayed foul.
You hit a ball in the gap right here, you're scoring a run. 3-2, runner on the move.
Here we go, the payoff. That's tight, ball 4. So there you go, advantage hitter once again. There were a couple of pitches that were very close, very tight in this at-bat. Wow.
That's very, very close.
Harris wanted it. So now Parker Brocious is coming up. He's going to have a quick conversation with the former All-American. That's James Ramsey. That's Georgia Tech's third base coach. Some encouraging words here. These Yellow Jackets are trying to add some more now. Again, a couple of freebies in the inning.
We talk about those 3-ball counts a lot. Combined, both teams 6 for 7 on base percentage. 6 out of 7 they've reached base on a 3-ball count. 6 out of 7.
Yeah, 7 times that's happened, right? So,
wow.
Goodness. Well, Harris has walked 4 hitters now. Brocious 0 for 2. First offering. That one's tight. There's that pitch that he has spotted nicely in on the hands to the righties. Hits the black.
That little hip slider, it's hard to recognize and hard to keep fair.
Just off the outer edge, the count evens at a ball and a strike. Mighty swing and a miss. 93 there from Harris. And he's a strike away once again.
That fastball had a lot of ride, a lot of carry. 14 inches of induced vertical break. Ball really stayed true.
Harris fires. That one's chopped to the right side. The second baseman has a long way to go, but gets it done. Alford makes the play. It's a scoreless fifth. 3 straight scoreless innings for Harris. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Sunsetting behind Foley Field, regional final. Georgia Tech would like this to be the first of 2 regional final games. Remember, double elimination format. Charlie Condon knocked in a run back in the 5th inning to make this a 5-3 game. Georgia Tech scored 4 in the second. A 3-run blast for Vaughn Lackey. As the team from Atlanta, again, they're the home team in this game, in front. This is Dylan Carter to lead off for Georgia in the top half of the 6th. Hitless today, the 5th-year senior from Flower Mound, Texas. He's got those 7 home runs. And entering the tournament, only 68 at-bats, so he was in and out of the lineup. Veteran, comes over from Texas Tech.
You see the Georgia hitters pound their chest with 2 strikes. That means they're changing their approach for their team, for their brotherhood. It's really something that's been passed around the country. A lot of different programs do it.
Carter puts this one into play, but Drew Burris has it for the first out. Ben King starting his first full inning of work. Remember that the College World Series, it begins June 14th in Omaha for a 45th straight year. It's on ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. So, Bobby, we have whittled the field down from 64 to, at this point, 32. And there's going to be another 16 teams that will go home either today or tomorrow. Again, double elimination format, so maybe a team with a loss that wins today, it can play their way back. High fly off of Fernando Gonzalez's bat. There's 2 away. Georgia is the team here with the upper hand, the number 7 national seed out of the SEC. 39 wins in the regular season, winningest regular season in 5 years. Had an explosive offense. School record 143 homers.
So far, the Yellow Jacket pitcher's doing a nice job holding them down.
They scored the 2 quick runs in the first. Condon, as I mentioned, brought a run home an inning ago. But yeah, they find themselves on the wrong end of a 5-3 score as we push deeper into this one. There's 2 out in the 6th inning. Clayton Chadwick is the left fielder from Texas. These revamped Bulldogs, more than 24 first-year transfers. You got a rookie like Trey Phelps in the order. I mean, there were a lot of newcomers that came together and really did something special here. They're a national seed again for the first time in a few years. It's a little below the knees, so a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
There's those 3-ball counts we talked about. In this game, both teams 6 for 7 so far in 3-ball counts.
Now the count goes full.
Reaching base. That's way above average. The average is 50%, so 500. They're way above in this game.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ben King retires the side in order. Georgia Tech goes back to work in the home 6th, leading by 2.
Vaughn Lackey with the huge 3-run blast. Pitch up and in. Buggy whips it out of here. Monster home run for the Jackets and the freshman Lackey. Look at him. Pretty excited. Young player, going to have a great future up right here.
Biggest hit of the year for the Sewanee, Georgia native. Up for the third time today. He flew out to right his last time up against Harris. But the sophomore on the mound has settled down and has posted 3 straight scoreless innings. Now, he did walk 2 back in the 5th. So what does he have here for the righty? Georgia Tech, they started their day at noon. Well, they were here several hours before noon, of course, to prepare for that elimination game against UNC Wilmington. It's up and in, so the count's 2 balls and 1 strike.
When Lackey hits a home run, I will say this, I had Georgia Tech at Clemson. I had that series on the ACC network, and he hit one out of the stadium at Clemson. And that one today was way out of here as well. He's got a lot of power when he does hit it. It goes.
Hold on, is that ball 4? I didn't think it was.
I was going to say, there's your 3-ball count, not 4.
Well, he may get it here from the crowd. Well, look, even some of his team. Danny Hall with a little wry smile as well.
D. Hall loves this kid. Talks about him all the time with me. He's like, oh, he's one of his favorites.
Let's see if he regroups here. 3-1 pitch coming from Harris. Takes it for a strike. So now the count has gone full. Look, if he ropes a double into the left center gap, then nobody cares about the dropping the bat with 2 balls. This is going to be the 100th pitch of the evening for Harris. 3-2. Swing, foul tip. Lackey just got a piece of it.
Wow. 92 with almost 20 inches of horizontal break. It's a lot of movement.
Fouled again. So the battle continues to start the 6th inning. It will be a long Sunday for Georgia Tech, but it has to be one if it wants to earn the right to play tomorrow in what would be a winner-take-all final game of the regional. Here's a 3-2. Called third strike at the letters, 1 away. That looked close enough.
Too close to take. Let's take a look at it right here. Right at the top of the zone. Gonzalez did a great job of framing that pitch. Bringing it down into the strike zone.
So that's now 6 strikeouts for Zach Harris. It's a new season high strikeouts for the sophomore. First pitch in for a strike to Cam Jones.
Been impressed with Harris.
Shallow right. Here comes Goldstein. And again, he's an out away here from what would then become 4 straight scoreless innings after he gave up a run in the first and then 4 in the second.
And his average appearances throughout the season, the entire season, have been under 2 innings. And here we are, almost through 6. That's quality right there.
This is without a doubt his longest outing of the year. Speaking to your point, previous season high was 4 innings against Vanderbilt. It was back on May 5th. Drew Burress, the all-star rookie, takes a strike on the inside edge. 94 humming in there from Harris again, so he's throwing 105 pitches. He's been topping out 94, 95, 96 consistently.
Really good arm.
Burress hammers it. That's past Branch's mitt and into left, a base hit. So that was just fire on fire.
That kid can play. Ball's 93. Smoked at 105 into the outfield. Extends the inning for the Jackets.
That would have been a very difficult play for Branch to try to throw out Burress, even if he did pick it clean on the backhand.
It just was shot out of a cannon. I mean, it's a lot of bat speed right there with Burress.
Ellis, 1 for 3 today with this RBI single back in the first. That was after Burress had tripled.
And remember, Harris throwing really well, but lefties are hitting 300 off of Harris, and Ellis is the only lefty in the Georgia Tech lineup. Righty's hitting under 200. So this is an opportunity right here. The metrics say you have an advantage. Plus, Ellis is an all-ACC power hitter.
Yeah, there's the numbers. 16 homers. He's driven in 59 now after the RBI back in the first.
This is an opportunity right here for the Jackets to do some damage, even though there's 2 outs.
That's hammered into left, a base hit. Burress around second, heads to third. No, he stops. Oh, he's caught in the rundown. Branch has got to gun it to third. He's out. Burress, that was odd to see him hesitate. Condon was going to be late to cover the bag at third. Danny Hall, by the way, is outside the dugout. He may be asking that they review this one. I'm not sure why Burress just hesitated there. There was no hesitation around second, then he stopped.
Yeah, that was a weird play right there. I think if Burress just takes it, he's there easily.
I think easily, Bebo.
And the ball was smoked at 107 off the bat. So it got out to left field quick. Take a look, he's coming hard. It's hit the left field, you've got 2 outs. All of a sudden, I think Burress realizes, hey, there's 2 outs, what am I doing? Once you hesitate,
well, Condon wasn't at the base, though.
You got to make a decision. He's going to second already. That was a weird one right there.
Does he get the tag, though, on the body before the hand comes in?
Coach Ramsey was all over it immediately, thinking he's definitely out right there. You can see him touch him. I think he's out. Great effort right there. That was a very athletic slide, trying to reach the base before Condon's tag. But crucial base running mistake right there. Potentially by Burress. And I love the aggression, trying to go first throw. I think that's what happened. I'm telling you, when he came around the base, he was saying, "Wait a second, it's hit the left. There's 2 outs. I don't want to get thrown out at third with 2 outs." Puts the brakes on. By that time, he's halfway there. You got to just go.
But remember. So, by the way, let's look at what happens around second base. Well, I was trying to say this before. So you saw there in that look, Condon was, what, 15 feet off the third base bag, so, you know, Chadwick wouldn't have had a target to throw to. So if Burris doesn't hesitate, he gets there. Yeah, I mean, that looks fairly definitive, no, BMO?
I think he's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. You know, he's trying to be aggressive and got to just finish the play right there. He'll learn from that and move forward. He's a tough-minded young man.
Well, looks like they're done deliberating. Remember, this would end the inning.
And a left-hand hitter getting a hit, too.
They confirm the call. He's out. We're through 6. And so the mistake now may swing momentum back in Georgia's favor. 2-run game. Branch, Collins, and Charlie Condon up here in the 7th next. Best seat in the house. The Kudzu Keggers.
It's a party up there.
Yeah, look, 3 straight games at Foley. A lot of pressure to keep the party going. Quite a lot of pressure on the liver. 5-3 lead for Georgia Tech in what they would like to be the first of 2 regional final games. They got to win this one. They're into the 7th, Bobby, with a lead. Colby Branch leads it off. He is a dangerous 9-hitter, so you've got 3 very effective hitters at the plate here to face Ben King, who's retired 5 of the 6, pardon me, that he's faced. It'll be Branch, Collins, and Condon. The shift is on against the righty. 3 fielders left of the second base bag.
16 home runs with 56 RBIs. A lot of power at the shortstop position for the Dogs.
Takes that for a strike. Georgia had to exhaust a lot of energy to pick up the win on Friday to open its regional against Army. That was an 8-7 final. And, you know, they kind of had an easy one in the 11-2 win over UNC Wilmington. That catches the outside corner, so the count goes full. And they find themselves down 2. Another tight game in this Athens region. That's clobbered deep in the air down the left field line. Twisting foul, though. And rattles around down to that left field parking lot.
Hard to park your car.
Fraction.
Yes, a little early right there. Hard to park your car here behind the wall.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No. Seen a lot of balls over the years. Hit those windshields. Safe Light getting a lot of business out there.
Yeah, a lot of insurance claims coming from the left field parking lot. 1 gone. Boy, so Branch put a charge into a pair of pitches there. 1 away. Second game of the day for Georgia Tech.
Here's their table setter. Top of the order, Collins, the nation's leader in on-base percentage. And oh, by the way, 19 home runs, 53 ribeyes. This guy's having an All-American season. Right on the dish. Talk to us about his mother. You know, he led the SEC, he leads the program with HBPs. And his mom's the one who talks about, hey, that ball's going to hit you, you better not move. His mom, that's a tough-minded mother.
Yeah, Louise, the former softball player.
She gets it.
Well, it was running in. Decides to get the walk instead. So a 1-out base runner for Georgia. And you've got Charlie Condon coming up. A pair of hits today. He's knocked in 1 run. What is he going to do here?
Just a matter of time, Fitzy. A little bit quiet, right? His friends have picked him up for these first 2 wins. You really don't want to put base runners on, or a base runner, in front of this guy.
Lackey, slow walk out to the mound. Decision time. Ben King looking into the dugout.
Trying to get someone warmed up in the Georgia Tech bullpen, no doubt. Here comes Danny Hall. Crowd here at Georgia, very fond of Danny Hall, the Hall of Famer. You gotta love Georgia and Georgia Tech battles. Passionate fans.
You know, a moment ago, Condon is just was just standing there swaying back and forth. I mean, he's seen this so many times this season. They're basically trying to ice him, but instead, Georgia Tech goes to the bullpen. It's a pitching change in the most critical of spots. Top of the 7th inning, Georgia down 2, a runner on with Charlie Condon coming to the plate. The junior, Logan McGuire, out of the pen. He's been a little up and down this year. Here are the numbers.
4-pitch mix, fastball 92 miles per hour, touches of 4. Changeup's his #1 secondary pitch, throws it 21% of the time. He's got a little slider cut piece. 7 and 5% of the time. So it's going to be mostly fastball, changeup, almost 70% fastballs for the right-hander from the flats.
There's the SEC Player of the Year, best hitter in America. His team down to 7th inning, 1 out. Takes one at the knees for a strike. That one comes in at 95. Wow, to the future All-American.
Pumped up right there. Hitters are hitting .333 with runners on base against McGuire. Special guy at the plate here.
McGuire misses down and away. Ball 2.
96. Fired up. He is pumped up. Bringing it.
They posted back-to-back scoreless outings in late April, early May. Last time out in Charlotte was Rocky. 1 inning against Virginia. Their second ACC tournament game allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, gave up a homer.
Now you're in that 3-ball count mode.
Hitters count 3-1. That's outside, so very selective against Condon. 2 runners on. Dylan Goldstein, the #3 hitter, is up.
Well, these 3-ball counts for both programs have been very, very successful as far as getting on base.
The shift is on against the lefty. 3 fielders on the right side of the diamond. Strike two.
Both programs 9 for 12 reaching base in 3-ball counts. 9 for 12. That's well above that average of 50%.
Swing and a blast out to right center. This one chases Burris back. On the track, he makes the catch. Colin tags and moves to third. It's a long, loud out, but an out nonetheless. Brings up Slate Alford.
95-mile-per-hour fastball. Just beat him a little bit in. Barely missed it. Exit speed at 99. Just missed the barrel. A little bit underneath it. Launch angle was at 34.35. Too high for a ball hit under 100.
Alford calls for time. Swings and barely makes contact with that one. Foul tips it back to the backstop.
That ball was way in. Yeah, almost hit him. He's swinging at it, but it's 95 with 15 inches of horizontal break. So a lot of movement, a lot of run in there at 95.
Sawed off foul, and so here's McGuire. A strike away from stranding runners. Comes out of the pen, was very careful, facing Condon, walked him. Goldstein flies out to the track, and they wait. What will Alford do? Regional final. Georgia down 2. 0-2. Skies it shallow left. Inning is over. Georgia Tech is now 6 outs away from forcing a 7th game tomorrow right here in Athens. Georgia Tech leads it 5-3. We start the 8th inning, or pardon me, we move into the bottom of the 7th inning, I should say, with the Yellow Jackets leading by 2. New pitcher. Daniel Pattysack, the senior from Prague, is on the mound.
Yeah, Harris did just such a brilliant job right there. After the 4 spot, settling the Georgia Tech hitters down, and Wes Johnson needing the same. Give his offense a chance with 6 outs left in this game. Look at that line. A lot better than the 4 earned runs, because that happened 1 inning. And after that, really has done a nice job. All zeros.
So he's going to face 4, 5, and 6 in the Georgia Tech order. John Kiesler gets it started. It's on the outside corner. No, rather misses. Counts 1-0. Pattysack, one of the many transfers, started at Charleston Southern. That's where he played 4 years, had 1 extra year of eligibility. He's finishing out his college career here with the Dogs. 15th appearance of the year. He's got 18 strikeouts in the 20 and a third innings. Counts 1-2.
They pitched in the World Baseball Classic. Pretty good experience right there. 91 to 95 miles per hour. Good arm.
That's very close.
Four-pitch mix. Fastball, slider, curveball, change.
Count goes full. Leadoff base runner for the Yellow Jackets. Several very close pitches.
Yeah, we have technology up here, and those pitches are just barely off the strike zone. Wow. One a little up and off, one a little down and off. So, yeah, I would say like a quarter of an inch to a half an inch off the plate.
It brings up Bobby Smarzlak. He strikes that one foul, so the count evens. Smarzlak today walked in the 5th. Grounded out to short, also struck out. That was against Harris. Again, you tip your cap to Harris, really steadying the ship after giving up those 5 runs in the first 2 innings. Season high 6 strikeouts for Harris. One, two. No one misses upstairs, so the count evens. Patty Sack last pitched against LSU. That was in their lone SEC tournament game. That was a 9-1 loss. It was a very brief stay for Georgia in Hoover. But that's history at this point. They're trying to move on to a super today. 1-2. Wave and a miss, strike 3.
Throws the ball right down the middle at 92 miles per hour. Just throws it right by Smarzlak. He was sitting soft. Ball just jumped on him.
Now it's Mike Bicchetti's turn. So he's pounding the outside half of the zone against the righties. Bicchetti now hitting .299. He's 1 for 3 today. He's from Eastchester, New York. That's in Westchester County. Remarkably, directional confusion there. A little upstairs to the county.
I like this. I like where you're going, Fitzy.
It's a confusing map.
Georgia Tech hitters now 4 for 14 with runners on base. 4 for 14. And a lot of the 4 was early in that second inning and the first.
Drew Burris tripled and then scored on Matt Ellis's base hit in the first inning. Vaughn Lackey blasted a 3-run homer in the second. That busted this one open. Georgia Tech added one more in that second frame. That's how they built a 5-2 lead at the time. That sliced back to the net. Now since then, Georgia scored one in the 5th. But these Bulldogs, they have been tamed by Mason Patel, Ben King, and Logan McGuire. Outside corner and a cold third strike. So Patty Sack strikes out back-to-back hitters after he walked the leadoff man.
Changeup. 83 miles per hour. That right on right. Slower pitch just freezes and shocks the hitter. Shetty didn't know what to do with that one. Back-to-back changeups.
Swing and a miss, that one in on the hands of Peyton Green. So Patty Sack, a check right-hander, trying to strand a runner at first. With his team down 2, they're trying to keep it there. Regional final. Georgia advances to a super of the win. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Patty Sack with an electric 3-strikeout inning. He walks the leadoff man. Done with 7. This is how our portion of the bracket looks. 2 teams left standing here in Athens, 2 teams left standing in Raleigh. Right now, NC State has a 4-2 lead over James Madison in the 8th inning of that game. NC State won its first 2 games, so all it has to do is close that one out, and they will advance. Now, who are they going to face? We're still figuring that one out here in Athens. Their counterpart in National Seed Georgia won its first 2 games, but look at that score top left. We start the 8th inning, and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, who won earlier today, their day started well before noon. They beat UNC Wilmington in our second elimination game 3-1. And here they are hours later in their second game of the day with a 2-run lead, but hold on a second. Phelps, there it goes, gone!
A lot of fastballs so far from McGuire. Phelps was ready. He did not miss it. 420 feet. 109 off the barrel. Way out of here. Probably hitting a car out there in the parking lot. Look at that
Phelps.
celebration.
Yeah. We let Phelps out. You know, a lot of folks around this program, they say this rookie is, you know, he is the next, perhaps, potentially, superstar in the next couple of years. Hit 350 his rookie season. You know, he was banged up at times. What a monster blast at a huge moment. A leadoff homer off Logan McGuire.
That ball was mushed. It's probably flat on one side. Hit so hard.
Pinch hitter here for Dylan Carter.
Let's watch it right here.
Paul Tates is out.
Right down the middle. Phelps did not miss it. Right at the belt. A lot of bat speed, a lot of power. He knew it from the get-go. He's way out of here into the parking lot. 420 feet.
Trees aren't stopping that one. This is Fernando Gonzalez. The catcher was 0 for 3 today. So Georgia back within a run. Tech took a 5-2 lead after the second inning. Georgia scored one in the 5th, and they just got one here at a pivotal moment in the 8th. They're within 1. Gonzalez rolls that breaking pitch over to third. Giesler throws him out, 2 away. Clayton Chadwick is expected to hit next. So now for McGuire, sure. There was a loud blast earlier in the inning, but you're 1 out away. This one is getting tight in the late innings.
Did you think it wasn't going to? I mean, it is definitely going to be a battle to the end.
This one is hit hard. High in the air out to right. Chadwick ambushed that one, but there was enough yard. Phelps does homer, but Georgia Tech is now 3 outs away from forcing a winner-take-all Game 7 tomorrow to determine who's going to a Super Regional. Trey Phelps! When you hit it that far, take a look and enjoy it. It's 5-4. One-run game as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Regional final. Georgia Tech would like it to be the first of 2. The Yellow Jackets built a 5-2 lead after 2 innings. But Charlie Condon has since driven in a run for Georgia. Trey Phelps just went yard in the top half of the 8th inning. Nevertheless, the Bulldogs, or rather the Yellow Jackets, I should say, they are 3 outs away from forcing what would be a winner-take-all Game 7 of this regional. Remember, double elimination format. So if you're Georgia, who's won the 2 games they played, you can take a loss. You can come back and win tomorrow. If you're Georgia Tech, you got to beat them today. You got to beat them tomorrow to advance to a regional. Super regional, pardon me. Both of these teams, they haven't been there since the mid to late 2000s. It has been a long time since either program has advanced out of a regional. Daniel Pattysack is back on the mound. Right-hander faces Brocious, Lackey,
Trey Younger,
and Jones.
Looks like Trey Younger's
all right,
in there.
so pinch hitter Chadwick runs it down. 1 away.
That's a good sign for Younger right there. Showed some bat speed. Ball was hit pretty well, almost 100 miles per hour. Good approach through the middle of the field. But 1 out. Dogs will take it all day long. Limited pitches with outs.
Well, here's the man who's got the biggest hit of the day, a 3-run homer in the second inning. Vaughn Lackey, the rookie from Sewanee.
Very talented young player for the Jackets. Outstanding defensive player. Hitting's coming on late in the season. Getting stronger, learning the game. His receiving metrics, I was talking to Coach Hall about this earlier in the year, some of the best in the country as far as framing pitches behind the plate.
Goldstein makes the catch, 2 away. Well, so let's start talking strategy here. Logan McGuire has just faced 6 hitters. And he gave up the home run to Phelps in that 8th inning, but he's also retired 5 of the 7 batters that he's faced. This is Cam Jones, who hits here. Now there is action in the Georgia Tech bullpen ahead of this 9th inning. That's Dawson Brown, by the way, who pitched earlier today.
Closed it out in game 1. Son of Kevin Brown.
Yeah, he looked good. He struck out 3 in 2 innings.
Threw 31 pitches in game 1.
Have you seen a situation like that before in this regional Sunday?
Well, here's what's interesting.
Somebody coming back to throw? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But it looks like he's possibly coming in the game. We're getting ready to, if there's any issues. But Condon hits 3rd next inning. So you're going to have to get through the best player in the nation to win this game. Captain America. Superman. You want nobody on, obviously, because you're only up 1. Get a player on, he's up. Woo, look out in the 9th. So if you're Georgia Tech right now, a tack on run or 2 would be enormous. Increasing your chances to win this baseball game. Especially with the best player in the country due up in the 9th.
Payoff pitch to Jones. Slams it in the air over the middle of the diamond. Alford's underneath it. Georgia Tech 3 outs away from forcing a Game 7 tomorrow. But it'll be Branch, Collins, and Condon in the 9th. 9th inning at Foley Field, regional final. Georgia went unblemished in its first 2 games. So they come into this regional final needing just 1 win. But they find themselves down 5-4, top of the 9th inning against Georgia Tech, your arch rival. 9-1-2 due up for the Bulldogs, down a run in the 9th, last chance here. Colby Branch at the plate, faces the righty again, that's Logan McGuire, takes that one for a strike. It's Branch, Collins, and Condon due up here. Branch has hit 16 homers. Collins has hit 19. Condon, a Division I best 36. That one struck foul and out of play. And Danny Hall keeps McGuire out of the mound after he's gone 2 innings here.
They like his velocity. He's been at 95, 96. Been beating some bats. Threw a 0-0 slider right there just so they didn't get ambushed on a 0-0 fastball. Cannot understate the moment, and it is huge. Georgia Tech trying to force a final game tomorrow.
What's popped up into the seats behind home plate.
Another great play in the stands. We've had several people in the stands catching foul balls at a high level.
Yeah, very athletic crowd today. It's an easy one for me. I do this all the time. Remember, Georgia is not eliminated if it loses today. It's a double elimination format. Georgia Tech is trying to hand them their first loss. And then we got the do-or-die game tomorrow. That's if they close it out. That one is hammered deep out to left. Back at the wall. We are tied in the 9th.
about 2s and 5s in baseball, so important. Georgia Tech only up 1, and you're 1 swing away from tying the game. And now you have the top of the order, Collins, and then Captain America, the national, soon-to-be National Player of the Year, best player in the country coming up soon, Danny Hall. Looks like he wants to make a change. It'll take some time here to get the right-hander ready.
There have been a lot of special moments at this field this season. Georgia, the number 7 national seed, its finest season in 5 years. And you can add that one to the list. Colby Branch going yard to kick off this 9th inning. Remember how the NCAA regionals are set up. You have to alternate who's home and who's away. Even despite being the host team, Georgia was the home team its first 2 games, so they're the visitors here. And so they strike first to the top of the 9th. They were down 5-2 since the 2nd inning. They have slowly clawed back, and they tie it up. Still nobody out in the 9th.
Huge home run out of the 9-hole. To further your point, all the home runs, 16 already, that's number 17 for Branch out of the 9-hole. And here's the home run. Fastball up, that's above the belt. Flat swing, just hammered. Boy, it's almost at the chest. He knew it right off the bat. Crushed.
Back-to-back nights with a home run for Colby Branch at the Grand Slam yesterday. Just an outpouring of emotion. We are now knotted up at 5. So here's what's at stake. The winners of these regionals would square off in the Super next weekend. Who's going to host? We'll see. Georgia, again, won its first 2 games, so if it wins tonight, it will host the winner of that game, NC State and James Madison, next weekend.
2 big solo home runs in back-to-back innings by the Bulldogs, crawling back into this game and now tying it in the 9th. Dawson Brown, who threw 31 pitches in the first game, back in there again. Gonna shut this down and give the Jackets a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th.
Oh, he faces Corey Collins now, strikes that first pitch into the net.
Threw really, really well in game 1 against the Seahawks, UNCW.
Loops that one, third base side, snagged by Kurz. The rookie just came in as a defensive replacement with Giesler swinging over to first base.
What a play.
A little dramatic catch there.
That was so athletic. Look at the break on this ball, like an outfielder. Every bit of his extension to snag that, a snow cone.
All right, there's the presumptive National Player of the Year, college baseball this season. Mild-mannered superstar. 36 homers, most in Division I in close to 30 years. So today, he's got a hard hit single up the middle. He also had that Slow dribbler through the right side that beat the shift. And yeah, they're going to intentionally walk him here with one out. But listen, you've got a whole bunch of power behind him. Dylan Goldstein will bat next, the number 3 hitter.
That is unbelievable right there. That's how great Condon is. You're putting the winning run on first base in a tie ball game, 9th inning with your season on the line. But the point is, he's having one of the greatest seasons in the history of college baseball, almost 40 home runs, and you're like, Danny Hall says, hey, you know what? He's not going to beat me. It's going to have to be somebody else.
Taylor is out on the mound now, the pitching coach, speaking with Brown. What a day this has been, by the way. Georgia Tech. Boy, Taylor is trying to light a fire here. So let's remind you, Georgia Tech beat UNC Wilmington earlier today to stave off elimination. We had about a 2-hour rain delay of that game. So that one goes final about 5 o'clock. We turn around and first pitch 6 o'clock here. See the come from behind wins for Georgia. And Dawson Brown, who closed out the game earlier today, is back on the mound. You're in your arch rivals park. Georgia has just erased a 3-run deficit. And they've done it with the blasts.
Think about the respect that Danny Hall has for Charlie Condon. His 1,400 wins and the respect he has putting him on base right there. Putting the winning run on first base. Well, a tie ball game in the ninth.
Yeah, go ahead run, of course. Georgia Tech, they're the home team in this game, so they would get one more crack should anything happen the rest of the inning for Georgia. Well, they're going to get a crack regardless now. That one is ripped, but foul down the right field line.
This crowd really anticipating something great to happen for the Georgia Bulldogs. Everyone's on their feet.
Goldstein knocked in a run in the first. That one misses high and away. 94 on that pitch from Brown. Goldstein, graduate senior from Southwest Ranches, Florida. One of the many first-year transfers that have come together this year at Georgia to win 41 games.
Good breaking ball. Came in the back door right there. See Goldstein pounding his chest right there. He has 2 strikes.
Intense focus. 2-2. Nubs that one foul.
Part of their system right there, pounding their chest. It's an at-bat for their brothers. Team at-bat, team system. Georgia Bulldogs do such a great job with that.
Called third strike on the outside edge. That's a big pitch by Brown. And he gets the one there on the outside corner. Goldstein doesn't agree with it at all. He's incredulous going back to the dugout.
Went back door twice. And Lackey, we talked about his framing. He's one of the top in the country. Really showing good look at that pitch. Getting that pitch for Brown and the Jackets.
Here's Slade Alford. He's been the most productive hitter for Georgia. This regional did offer it that one. Had 6 hits coming into the day. And Georgia's first 2 games. Walked earlier today, has knocked in a run as well, but hitless. You've still got Condon over at first.
Don't have to worry about running right here. Georgia does not run. They're into slug, they're into power.
A tense, dramatic regional final in Athens. That struck foul, so now Brown is a strike away from getting out of this and giving his team a chance to maybe walk it off on your arch rival's field. And then, you know what that would do? That would set up a winner-take-all final game tomorrow. What a battle this has been today. 1-2 from Brown. That one runs up and in. So it knocks Alford back a bit. He's got to collect himself here.
92 chin music right there. Barely got out of the way.
Count goes full.
So this is critical right here because Condon can run. No worry of anything. Just take off. Going to be in motion on the swing.
A giant payoff. That's bounced to the right side. Geisler knocks it down. Geisler to the bag. Inning over. So Brown comes out of the pen. And he retires the Bulldogs, but not before Colby Branch goes yard to tie this thing up at 5. Georgia Tech with a chance to walk it off and force a winner-take-all Game 7 tomorrow. The Branch blast has this place ignited. To the bottom of the 9th we go. A dramatic 9th inning at Foley Field. We're now knotted up at 5 after Colby Branch just went yard. So solo homers from Phelps in the 8th and Branch in the 9th. Had this one knotted up at 5, regional final in Athens. If Georgia wins, it's going to a super regional. If their arch rival, Georgia Tech, wins it today, we have a winner-take-all Game 7 tomorrow. Here is Charlie Goldstein. Started the year as Georgia's top arm. He's dealt with some shoulder soreness for much of the season. He hasn't been out there on the mound in a while, so here he is in a critical spot. His 11th appearance of the season, Bebo, at the bottom of the 9th.
That's hitting 248, 92 to 95. Lots of fastballs, almost 60%. Going to be facing the soon-to-be National Freshman of the Year, Drew Burris. Tie ball game in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, this one is unfolding like a dramatic movie. And Burris cranks that one foul down the line. So back to Goldstein for a moment. He hasn't pitched in almost a month. Last outing on the mound was May 4th. Wes Johnson, he was asked about Goldstein's availability this weekend. On Thursday, told reporters not ruling him out. It's a maybe whether or not he would be available. And so here he is in the most critical of spots.
He's been really good against right-handed hitters this year. Right-handed hitters hitting 200 against Goldstein.
Burris today, single and a triple. Takes that one on the outside edge for a strike. He also walked in the 4th. Now Georgia Tech, it lost its once 3-run lead. They led 5-2 after 2 innings. Georgia slowly worked their way back. 1-2. Chopped down the line. That's foul. But the way the regional round is structured, who the home team is in any given game, all dependent on how many times you've been home, how many times you've been away. So Georgia Tech is the beneficiary of being the home team in this game. After Georgia was the home team in their first 2 wins on Friday and Saturday. What does Georgia Tech have left in the tank? This is inning 18 today for the Yellow Jackets.
Tough out right here with Burris.
2-2. That misses way outside, so the count goes full.
Now it's a 3-ball count. Those 3-ball counts have been very advantageous for both sides tonight. Burris, a very tough hitter to strike out. More walks than strikeouts. 20 more walks, 20 plus.
Outside, that's ball 4, and so Georgia Tech has the winning run at first. Oh boy, Goldstein immediately calling for the trainer. Remember, it was shoulder soreness. Most of the latter half of the year, he hasn't pitched in a month. That's the athletic trainer, Zach Adams, out there.
That's tough.
Yeah, they're going to the bullpen. Boy, Goldstein showing major grit and guts, even giving it a try here. And so, of course, if this is a change due to an injury, Hoskins, who's coming out of the pen here, will have as much time as he needs to get ready.
Let's take a look at this right here. Throws a pitch, just misses, and he goes right into some pain after that last throw. You can visibly see that he was in some anguish there for sure, and he's pointing to his elbow. That's not good.
This game is all tied up at 5 after Colby Branch demolished one over the left field wall with his team down a run. From 5-4 to 5-5. Branch's 17th blast of the year. There's a reason why Georgia is alive. NC State has defeated James Madison in Raleigh. That game just went final a little while earlier, so NC State awaits which team it is going to face in a super regional. Now look, if Georgia ultimately wins either tonight or tomorrow, they're playing that super regional here. If Georgia Tech were to somehow break this 5-5 tie, win this one, win tomorrow, then Raleigh would host the super. Matthew Hoskins is on the mound now. Bobby, just his 5th appearance of the season. He's only logged 3 innings, and he's facing the heart of the Georgia Tech order here in a 5-5 game in the 9th.
Tall task, quality arm. 91 to 95, a touch of 96, but yeah, limited work. Fastball, breaking ball guy. There's a fastball, curveball, slider. Lot of velo. 65% of the time gonna throw a fastball.
Look, we should have known better. When these two teams get together, it's quite tense, quite dramatic. You've coached in a lot of these games, haven't you? Clean, old-fashioned hate. We're tied at 5 in the 9th regional final in Athens.
Well, we would match up with Georgia a lot in the regional, super regional, stuff like that. I remember in 2002, we had a huge moment in the championship game on the flats at Georgia Tech. We're winning 8-7, top of the 9th. Bases loaded, nobody out. We bring in Philip Perry, and he gets 3 outs without Georgia scoring, and we move on to the super regional. I mean, are you kidding me? Up 1.
If only it's that easy.
Packed house,
yep. Crazy
atmosphere. Philip Perry steps up and gets 3 outs, bases loaded, nobody. It always comes down to this between Georgia and Georgia Tech.
390th game of this historic rivalry on the diamond. Georgia's won about 56% of those 389 prior games. All that matters is the one that's going on right here. Drew Burris just walked. He faced Charlie Goldstein, the not quite entirely healthy left-hander, who walked him on a 3-2 pitch, came out with an injury. And so Matthew Hoskins, the seldom used right-hander, is going to face the heart of the Georgia Tech order. The Yellow Jackets have been in front since the 2nd inning. They scored 4 in that frame. They went up 5-2. They haven't scored since, and Georgia has scored 3 unanswered. The latest in the top half of the 9th inning. Are we destined for extras, or is Georgia Tech going to have the unique chance to walk it off at Foley Field? If that happens, we come back tomorrow and we play a winner-take-all Game 7 regional final. Here's the 1-0. That one is smashed down the line, foul.
And Ellis, a quality player, an excellent power hitter, all ACC, 16 home runs, over 50 RBIs. It's a big task right here for the Bulldogs. keep this game going into the 10th.
Career year for the Kentucky native after he missed all of last season with a hand injury. That was his last year at Indiana. Hits the transfer portal with one more year of eligibility. Impactful addition to this Georgia Tech team. Without Ellis, they're not here. He had a great month of April. Georgia Tech won some critical series. You know, they were this perceived bubble team. They ultimately get in safely, but as a 3 seed in this regional. Lost their opener, won the next 2, including one earlier today. 2-1. That one is hammered out to left. Tates has it lined up, and there's one away. Burris remains at first. John Giesler, the veteran, is coming up.
A lot of life on Hoskins' fastball. 91 to 93 so far this inning, but beating a good fastball hitter in Ellis. Really beating his bat right there. Perceived velocity is elite. I bet you it looks 97, 98.
John Giesler, the 5th-year senior from Marietta. 2-year starter now. Corner infielder. 1 for 3 today with an RBI single in the second. That brought home the last Georgia Tech run. Again, it was a while ago. Count evens.
Look how late the Georgia Tech hitters are on Hoskins' fastball. It's 93, but it's just, it gets on you.
One is smashed up into the air over the middle of the diamond. Alford has it. So Georgia is 1 out away from forcing extras, climbing all the way back. At one point down 3 runs. Colby Branch's solo blast to the top of the 9th. Getting bigger and bigger now. This would be cold-blooded work by Matthew Hoskins if he could go 3 up, 3 down after the leadoff walk. Bobby Zmarzlak on the right side.
We got to be impressed by the Georgia bullpen and the job that they've done. Zeros since the 3rd.
It's Curse, by the way, at the plate, so that one gets away from the catcher.
And that's huge right there because scoring position, you're halfway there, 180 feet from home plate. And a potential win for the Jackets, forcing deciding game tomorrow.
That's at the knees for a called first strike. Runner in scoring position now. With 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning, it's Burris with great speed. Mike Bichetti on deck.
This freshman right here, Curse, he's used to some big moments in high school. He and Burris played for a state championship last year in Georgia. Burris coming out the champion.
That's a walk, 2 runners on. Mike Pichetti, who's had a couple of big hits today, starting to bob his head up and down. The game-winning run in scoring position. And Wes Johnson. He's normally got a pretty fast gait out to the mound. This one's a little more measured, methodical. He's looking down over into his bullpen. He's got a right-hander getting warm. That's Chandler Marsh.
You may want to just talk this over and make sure everyone's on the same page, and yes, that's what he's doing. Experienced veteran move by Coach Johnson. He knows what he's doing, obviously. He's got a national championship last year with the LSU Tigers.
Mike Pichetti, the 5th-year senior from New York. Doesn't get anything he can hit there on the first pitch. Bobby, he doubled earlier today to lead off that big second inning. In the win earlier, a 2-run victory over UNC Wilmington, he blasted a 2-run home run. Skies that one foul behind the net.
It's interesting, I've watched the Georgia Tech hitters rather, against Hoskins this inning. Their load is late. The ball is getting on them and beating their barrel. They're not on time. Fastball's jumping.
2 balls and a strike.
Got to get an early load to hit a guy like this. Ball really jumping out of Hoskins' hands. You want to be ready to hit the fastball.
Hoskins fires. That's now 3 balls and a strike. You've got Peyton Green, the number 7 hitter on deck. This is a favorable count now for Mike Pichetti. 2 out, bottom of the 9th inning, with the winning run at second base. That's Burris. Hoskins coming home. That's hammered foul. So we're going to have a payoff pitch here.
And at 3-2, the runners will be in motion. Obviously, Burris is the only one that matters. He'll get a great jump. Pretty easy to score on anything.
Here it comes. Way outside to the backstop. The runners, of course, advance. They're loaded now. And now anything can happen. Wes Johnson, by the way, is walking out to the mound. Boy, before that baseball bounced back into Gonzalez's mitt. So he's going to make a move here.
There's going to be a change for sure, because think about this. In HBP, you win the game. A walk, Georgia Tech wins the game. A lot of pressure on the defense with the bases loaded. Even though there's 2 outs, a lot of opportunities to score in a variety of ways without a hit.
A riveting finish in Athens. Georgia Tech, after winning a game earlier today, their day started with a noon first pitch against UNC Wilmington. They've got a chance to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 out. And again, the winning run is now 90 feet away. That's Drew Burris with exceptional speed. They win this one, and they force a Game 7 tomorrow. And then it would be winner take all. So here are teams that have punched their ticket to a super regional, just 2. That's it, NC State and Virginia, a couple of teams out of the ACC. NC State with the win earlier against James Madison.
Clemson is 1 out away from punching their ticket as well. Just down the road east of Athens, Georgia.
Yeah, there is a whole lot happening right now So Bobby Chandler Marsh is called upon to do something very difficult. That is come in here, face Peyton Green in a tense, dramatic spot, bases loaded. What do you expect from Marsh in his 11th appearance of the season?
A lot of velo, a lot of heaters. 83% hard. So he is going to throw the heater, 90 to 93, changeup, slider, curveball, 4-pitch mix, but mostly fastball, changeup, and a lot of fastballs.
Well, you want to update that board? Clemson, by the way, just advanced. Yeah, so they have punched their ticket to the Super Regional. Again, we're starting to whittle the field down. After tomorrow, we're going to have 16 teams left standing. That's it.
Outstanding job right there.
How about the spot right here
by the Tigers?
Green.
Yeah, huge moment.
0 for 2 today with 2 walks. The junior from Cary, North Carolina. Takes that first pitch down and away. He's got a chance to send his team to a decisive Game 7 tomorrow. And it would be winner-take-all finale at Foley Field. Burris is at third. He's the winning run. 1-0. Foul tips it to the mid.
95 on TrackMan. Up. Pretty good arm, pretty good fastball, a lot of heaters. This is how we talked about. Green, 82% fastballs.
Green is the all-conference shortstop. Got a career-high 317 this year. That one misses badly away. 2 balls and a strike. There is nowhere to put Green. So Marsh wants a new baseball.
And you can see why he throws the heater so much. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of feel for that slider. Missing twice with it. It's going to be a heater right here. Challenge fastball.
Here it comes. That's tight. 3 balls and a strike.
It's definitely a ball. We have technology up here.
Incredibly difficult to win 2 games in a day against a team that's rested. Georgia Tech on the verge. Here's a 3-1. Swing and a miss. So we got a full count here. 96-mile-per-hour heater from Marsh. And everybody's going to be on their feet.
Looks like Coach Ramsey wants to have a word with Green. It's a one type of pitch situation. It'll be a fastball. You got to be ready. You probably want to see it down because 95, 96 up is much harder to hit. Make sure it's a strike.
Here we go. That's chopped right side of the diamond. Long run for Marsh. The foot race gets there in time. We're going to extras. How close was that? Georgia strands, the bases loaded. And we go to the 10th, tied at 5.
And the pitch was off the plate just a little bit right there. That was an unbelievable defensive play. Ball was off just a little. Green protecting the plate. Putting the ball in play.
Umpires are getting together.
Right
Let's take a closer look at this one. That was Collins.
Oh yeah, definitely out.
Man, unless they're saying that the baseball was fumbled out of his mitt, this looks like a clean catch.
What an athletic play right there.
We're going to extras, my friend.
Yes, we are. Nice play by Collins and Brown. Sliding and still recovering with his feet to touch the base. Talk about PFP work. Not sure you ever work on that one where you're sliding into the bag. especially in this situation. High drama here in Athens.
I don't see anything definitive that suggests that the baseball popped out of the mitt.
Now, we're going to extras.
There it is. Georgia strands the bases loaded, and they have forced extras. They have erased the 3-run deficit.
What a play right there to save the day.
What a dramatic ninth inning we just saw. Colby Branch hits the game-tying solo home run in the top half. And then Chandler Marsh comes out of the bullpen with the bases loaded and retires Peyton Green to force extras Georgia. I mean, just all heart and grit to claw their way back. As you saw on the line score, they were down 5-2 after 2 innings. We go to the 10th, and Riley Stanford, the freshman, makes his second appearance on the mound this regional for Georgia Tech.
A lot of heaters.
He faces Trey Phelps, who got hit by the pitch. So 1 pitch, and Georgia has a base runner.
Getting on base with a freebie. Big opportunity right here for the Bulldogs. Big inning potential. A lot of heaters. Occasional slider. 94, 95. Just a freshman. Big moment right here.
Stanford against Tates, that's inside.
He's not quite getting through. Body's rushing a little bit. Arms kind of dragging. He's throwing the ball on the arm side, running toward the right-handed hitters.
That's low. Off the outer edge. Looks pretty close. Matt Taylor gets serenaded here on the walk out to the mound. What's the conversation like right here with the freshman?
Settle him down. Try to keep him in the moment. Got to stay present. The past is gone. The future is a mystery. Stay right in the now. Breathe, relax, get in the flow. Let your talent take over.
I'm ready to go. I'm back and centered, man. Tate McKee's in the bullpen.
It's a reset. You know, you just want to take him out of that past moment, get him to move into the present.
The rivals continue to battle into the 10th. If Georgia wins this, it hosts a super regional next weekend against NC State. 2-0s lined into center. That's a base hit. Runner stops at second. 2 aboard with nobody out in the 10th.
Great swing to the middle of the field.
This place has brought it all weekend. I mean, this crowd community loves Georgia baseball. We've had nearly 4,000 here for every single one of Georgia's games.
Several people on the hill.
More than more than a few. This regional weekend, it has been a dubious weekend for Georgia for many years. They went to the College World Series final in 2008. Lost to the ultimate Cinderella, that was Fresno State. They've been in the tournament, BMO 5 times 6. Twice as a national seed. They didn't make it out of the regional in any of those 5 tournaments. Everything came together this season for the revamped Bulldogs. New staff, they cleaned house, new coach, and they brought in a whole lot of transfers. They had the chemistry right this year in a 41-win season.
I think we're bunting right here. Gonna get 2 runners over in the scoring position.
And Fernando Gonzalez.
Want to bunt the ball to third base, get Curse to come in, and there'll be nobody occupied over at third base. That's the way you want to go, because Giesler can really cheat at first base, as he is right now.
Third base side, stays fair, they gotta get the out. Wide throw, here comes Phelps. Georgia pulls ahead. Tates gets the stop sign at third. The Bulldogs have come all the way back. It's 6-5 in the 10th.
Well, all errors are not created equal. When you make an error, men in scoring position, it's magnified at the highest level. Huge mistake right there. Errant throw by the freshman Curse. Watch it right here. Makes the right play, actually grabbing this. Can't trust it to go foul. Just drops his elbow and airmails it to the arm side. Dogs up 1.
Georgia goes into the 8th inning down 2 runs. A run in the 8th, a run in the 9th, and a run in the 10th. They're back in front.
Well, you felt it. You felt it, Fritz. When Georgia Tech did not come through, bases loaded, you kind of felt that momentum change and shift immediately into the Georgia dugout. And the crowd, everything kind of changed right. That was their chance to end it. We don't want to keep giving the number 7 seed chance after chance after chance to win this game. Got to close it out.
Georgia entered the 9th inning down a run, so all Georgia Tech had to do was get 3 outs, and they would have forced a Game 7 tomorrow. Colby Branch to lead off the 9th. Shatters one over the left field wall. That tied things up at 5. Now Georgia Tech would ultimately get out of that inning. However, in the bottom half of the 9th, the Yellow Jackets loaded the bases, but Peyton Green bounced out. Chandler Marsh, they're going to talk about him holding the bag here, perhaps. And then for a long time, yeah, then there's the error that allows Trey Phelps to score just a few moments ago here in the top half of the 10th. What a turn of events. It is completely swung. Now look, it's not over, but Georgia has got a couple of runners now in scoring position with nobody out. Here are the other teams that have punched their tickets to the Super Regional. We told you about Clemson, NC State, and Virginia. The number 1 overall national seed moves on with a win.
Not surprised by that one.
NC State defeated James Madison earlier today. The Wolfpack went 3 games, 3 wins. So they go unscathed into the Super Regional round, but who will it face? Just a reminder, double elimination format. So that means if Georgia wins this game, it's over. They're hosting a Super Regional here next weekend, and NC State's coming to town. Tate McKee on the mound here, Bobby.
Another freshman right here. Closed out their first win in this regional against Army. Big moment for McKee.
He's the 6th pitcher that Georgia Tech has used. Chadwick bluffs the bunt with the infield in. Again, you got runners at second and third. Tates is at third. Gonzalez is at second.
Look for McKee's breaking ball if he can get ahead. That's the key. He's got a power breaking ball, 86, 87 miles per hour, swing and miss pitch. This guy has to get ahead to get to that quality breaking ball pitch.
That's low as well. Outside edge for a strike. Georgia Tech. It needs an out.
That's 94 down. Here comes the slider right here. Probably give it a shot. You got 2 chances to land it.
Bends in for a called third strike, 1 away. That is a huge strikeout. But you got Colby Branch, the home run hitter, coming up next.
That's an excellent pitch right there. 2-2, you've got 2 chances, base open. Good call right there by Coach Taylor. Georgia Tech dugout, and well executed by McKee.
Branch swaggers to the plate with a whole lot of confidence. His solo shot in the 9th inning tied the score at 5.
And a grand slam yesterday.
Just incredibly clutch. Rolls that one foul.
That's some big knocks in this regional. Powerful knocks.
You know, he was hitless. He had struck out twice. But he stepped to the plate confidently there. Against Logan McGuire. One from McKee. So now a ball and 2 strikes.
It's a mid-80s breaking ball right there. 2,600 RPMs. McKee can spin it.
Infield in with 1 out, runners at second and third. That smashed foul again. That one came in at 94 from Tate McKee.
Good pitch down the way.
Smothered by Lackey.
Three freshmen for the Jackets in the middle of the field. Center field, pitcher, and catcher.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for McKee. Coming out of the bullpen here.
There's that power breaking ball at 85. Look at the explosion on that pitch. 2,500 plus RPMs. That is a good breaking ball.
The final challenge here for McKee. Boy, what a turn of events. It's Corey Collins. They got the 2 outs here. Still with runners, and it's at second and third. Georgia with a run home here in the 10th.
One of the best players in the country. You don't want to put him on and face the best player in the country.
So McKee's got to go after him. Give his team a chance in the home half. That one is a bullet down the right field line.
2 strikes already. You see Collins banging his chest. A lot of programs around the country doing that. Fighting for your brothers. 2 strikes. It's a team AB.
That one is smashed, right center gap, it's down. 2 runs are coming home. 2-run 10th inning double for Collins. Biggest lead of the day in the regional final for Georgia. They come up clutch when it matters most.
Huge double right here with 2 strikes. Great approach, didn't try to do too much. The senior Collins comes up big for the Dogs. Smokes it at 110 off the barrel. He's fired up.
Georgia Tech's going to intentionally walk Charlie Condon, so that's the 2nd straight plate appearance where he's been intentionally walked. Just incredible. Georgia was down to their final 6 outs. They were down 2 runs at the start of the 8th inning. 5 unanswered, including 3 in the 10th. And now they're 3 outs away if we get to the bottom of the 10th inning to seal the deal and advance to a super. So this is Dylan Goldstein. By the way, Condon's been walked 3 times today.
Interesting on that breaking ball that Collins hit. All of his breaking balls were around 2,600. That one was at 2,400. So the spin rate was less. Kind of sat there.
The pitch is in the dust, strike 2.
Just didn't have the depth to get through the strike zone on Collins, and he smoked it into the gap. Outstanding right there by Collins. We'll see how big those insurance runs will be. Check swing on the breaking ball. Again, Georgia Tech, uniquely, they're the home team. That's how the regional shakes out, so they're going to get one more crack. Here's what happens when you throw a lot of breaking balls. The hitters see it. The more they see it, the better they get adjusted to it. It's like hitting off a machine. You see just breaking ball after breaking ball after breaking ball, it's easier to hit.
Called 3rd strike to close out the 10th. Georgia with 5 unanswered runs since the 8th inning. A 3 spot in the 10th, and they're 3 outs away from going to their first Super Regional in 16 years. Georgia, an incredibly relentless performance in the late innings of this one. The host Bulldogs, the number 7 national seed, now have an 8-5 lead as we start the bottom of the 10th inning. Georgia Tech has one last chance in this double elimination format. Remember, they've already taken a loss, so they don't come back and win this one and force a Game 7 tomorrow. Their season is over. And Georgia would advance to the Super Regional next weekend. That would be right here against NC State. It's 8-9-1. Due up for the Yellow Jackets, who now find themselves down 3 runs, their largest deficit of the day in a ball game that they had led since the 2nd inning.
Georgia Tech looking for base runners. Keep the line moving.
This is Trey Younger, and he faces Chandler Marsh, who came out of the bullpen with the bases loaded and dramatically retired Peyton Green on a 3-1 putout. He beat him there to the bag on a foot race. Outside corner for a strike.
Right, you got to be taking a strike right there. That ball was a strike. Now he'll be ready to hit. Tech hitters desperate to get on base here. Down 3.
Georgia Tech led 5-2 after the 2nd inning. Georgia got a run in the 5th, but then, after a couple of zeros, the Yellow Jackets went into the 8th inning, leading 5-3. And in a great position. Run in the 8th, run in the 9th, 3 in the 10th for Georgia. We talk about resilience. We've mentioned it several times this weekend. You know that just somehow, some way, this potent offense is going to get theirs.
Marsh throws a lot of heaters, Fitzy. Just heater after heater, 82%. 3-ball count. You know what's coming. It's going to be a heater, just like Green with the bases loaded. Just got to make sure it's a strike. If you're Marsh, you just throw it right down the middle and see what happens.
That one is bounced through the left side, a base hit. So if you're Georgia Tech, you can't ask for anything better than that. A leadoff base runner, and it is Trey Younger's first hit of the weekend.
I'm telling you right now, if you're in the Georgia dugout and you're Coach Johnson, that's much better than a walk. At least he had to earn it. If you throw it in there, you have 10 chances for an out, a strikeout, and 9 defenders.
So now it's the 9-hitter, Vaughn Lackey. Oh, he was the one who hit the 3-run blast way back in the 2nd inning. And that put Georgia Tech ahead by 3 at the time. It was a 5-2 game until Georgia started creeping back. Remember, the Dogs got a run in the 5th, but then they went into the 8th inning down 5-3. At that point, Georgia Tech 6 outs away from forcing a Game 7 tomorrow. Trey Phelps goes deep in the 8th. Colby Branch goes deep in the 9th. And then the error, the 2-run double at the top of the 10th inning has Georgia ahead 8-5. This has been a dramatic last few innings in a bitter rivalry game here, postseason edition between these two.
And Marsh trying to throw this, trying to close this out with limited innings. 11 2/3 innings thrown this season.
He's the 5th pitcher that Wes Johnson has used today.
A lot of fastballs. 82% fastball usage.
Younger's at first, nobody out. Just off the outer edge, so now it's a favorable count for the freshman.
Another one of those 3-ball counts. We talk about them all the time. 50% chance at the D1 level to get on base in any 3-ball count.
Marsh deals. That one smacks the outside corner, so the count goes full.
Especially tonight, those 3-ball counts have been over 50% for both clubs. Big pitch here.
Let's do it again. Georgia Tech, with the game tied at 5, had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Remember, it was Marsh who came out of the bullpen and retired Peyton Green on the 3-1 putout, a foot race to the bag, and that sent this thing to extras. Payoff just off the outer edge. And now all of a sudden you've got the tying run coming to the plate for Georgia Tech in the bottom of the 10th inning. And hey, we flip it back to the top of the order now. Cam Jones and Drew Burris, the very dangerous Burris, expected at the plate here, but who are they going to face? Got a right-hander warming in the Georgia bullpen.
It's going to be interesting to see what Wes Johnson does here. Finley's in the bullpen.
That's Friday's starter, who only went 3 1/3. But we are not done squeezing out the last bit of drama in this regional final. You know, remember Georgia Tech, so Bebo, we're a couple minutes after 10 o'clock now. Georgia Tech got to the field more than 12 hours ago. Remember, this is how the regional final Sunday can play out. Georgia Tech wins an elimination game earlier today against UNC Wilmington, knocked the Seahawks out of the field. And this game is now close to 4 hours long.
Seen a lot of these between the Jackets and the Dogs.
Oh yeah.
Over the years. A long history between these programs of fighting to the end. This one has not disappointed at all.
And Leighton Finley, who started 16 games this year for Georgia, the sophomore from outside of Savannah. You know, he was anything but sharp on Friday. Didn't make it out of the fourth. Couple of walks, 5 hits, gave up 4 runs. But right now, in the biggest spot, he's got to lock in here with 2 runners on, nobody out, and you got the top of the order coming up for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, huge spot right here. Really good arm. Opponent's hitting .279 with runners in scoring position. Obviously, down 3. The Jackets needing more base runners. But they're 1 swing away from tying this game. Get another base runner on, you're 1 swing away from winning the game.
Yeah, a lot of those numbers you saw there, Finley had a solid season. Those numbers, most of them, the ERA, batting average against, they were just outside the top 10 of the SEC. 16 starts on the year for Finley. This is his first appearance in relief this year.
Really good arm, 92, 97. Really has that ride fastball at the top of the strike zone. It's hard to hit. And then a sweeper, 81 to 83. A lot of horizontal break there, and then he'll drop a 12-6 breaking ball in there at times. It's a 3-pitch mix, but both just fastball and breaking ball. Don't even worry about the changeup, especially to the right-handed hitters.
Oh, he's going to face Cam Jones. Right-handed bat, Drew Burris. They're very dangerous. Very destructive ACC freshman of the year is on deck. And so there is a whole lot of life now here for Georgia Tech. Jones today, this will be his 6th plate appearance. A single back in the 2nd, but he's 1 for 5 overall. Jones, he started on the mound earlier today through 7 innings. The two-way star picked up the win in that game earlier today against Wilmington.
Very competitive, fast twitch athlete at the plate. Throwback, left-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter.
He represents the tying run. Jones was a .300 hitter at the plate this year. Remember, all conference first teamer at Georgia State, hit the portal after he graduated. This his final season on the diamond of college ball. Is this going to be his last at bat? 2 on with nobody out. Jones takes that first pitch down to the dirt. He has been such a catalyst for the Yellow Jackets all year.
Jones hitting .309 against right-handed pitchers this year.
Finley coming home. Outside corner, that one stamps for a strike.
Jones hitting .254 with runners in scoring position.
Georgia with the 3-run lead. They close out here in the home 10th. They advance to a super next weekend here at Foley. 1-1.
Quality pitch right there. On the black away. Painted 93.
Tap to the right side, through the hole, a base hit. The runner gets the stop sign at third, so the bases are loaded. Well, Younger, he hesitated as he was approaching the third base bag. So they're loaded now for Drew Burris. He represents the game-winning run. A potential one coming to the plate.
That's why it's so important to put the ball in play with 2 strikes. Cam Jones doing an outstanding job just putting the ball in play, applying pressure, and setting it up for the soon-to-be National Freshman of the Year in college baseball.
I think that said it all right there. 25 bombs, he's got 2 this weekend. And so Georgia Tech loads the bases for a second straight inning. They are alive in the 10th, down 3.
Burris getting in the hitter's count. Rarely chases. More walks than strikeouts. Tremendous power.
Here comes 2-0. Takes that for a strike.
25 home runs to lead the country by all freshman players that are in college baseball this year. Amazing.
Strike 2.
Interesting, he took that pitch. He likes the fastball up in the zone. He's got a very flat swing. He can get to the high fastball.
Burris swings and misses. There's one away. Finley fools him with the breaking stuff.
Wow, what a big, gigantic strikeout right there for the Dogs. Power breaking ball, 82, 500 plus RPMs. Minus 12 horizontal break. That's a lot of depth.
He's going to be thinking about that fastball that he saw on the 2-1 pitch.
Yeah, might have been guessing there. I'm not sure. Was it thinking off-speed pitch? Interested to see what he was thinking in that situation. Another quality hitter for the Jackets right here, though.
That's
All ACC, Matthew Ellis.
Who's got 2 hits today, and he drove in a run back in the first inning. Tying runs at first. And Georgia Tech has to find a way to bring him around to keep this game alive and keep their season alive.
Interesting, the rare changeup from Finley on 0-0. Ellis takes it.
Check swing. It did not offer, so now it's a favorable 2-ball, no-strike count to Ellis. Georgia Tech had a 5-3 lead going into the 8th inning. Georgia scored 5 unanswered since that point. Bag's full, and now it's 3-0, so you have nowhere to put Ellis. You got the cleanup hitter, John Giesler, on deck.
Now, do you give him the green light right here? Looking for just a middle heater to win the baseball game.
Finley deals, swings, pops it up. That's out to right center. Younger's going to tag at third. Catch is made, run comes home, it's 8-6.
And he did get the green light and beat Ellis. The 92-mile-an-hour heater up in the strike zone, at the very, very top of the strike zone. Just did not get to that pitch. Coach Johnson very happy about that right there.
There's 2 outs now. You've got Lackey. He's at second base. Danny Hall is trying to ask for time. My God, it's so loud in here at the home plate umpire. Greg Harmon did not hear him. He's trying to get a pinch runner out there to second base.
Two-run game right here. Cam Jones, the best and fastest runner on the Georgia Tech squad, is at first base.
And you got the junior Jet Lovett now.
Cam Jones would be the tying run. He's 30 stolen bases on the year. He's scoring a ball in the gap.
Giesler rolls it on the ground to third. Condon up with it on to first and in time. Georgia comes back from 3 runs down, scores 3 in the top of the 10th, and it advances to its first Super Regional in 16 years. A dramatic late inning come from behind win for the Dogs. Finley gets the job done. And so there goes the jersey. A bitter loss on the Georgia Tech side. They had a 5-3 lead going into the 8th inning. Home runs from Phelps and Branch tied the score, sent this one into extras, and then the big 3-run top of the 10th. What a dramatic finish.
What an incredible comeback by the Georgia Bulldogs, showing serious toughness down late in this game in huge situations. Finley coming into the game and closing it out. Just quite impressive for the 7th seed in this tournament to punch their ticket to the Super Regional, and they'll be at home next weekend here in Athens. Outstanding job by that coaching staff, those young men. Congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs. You are moving on.
I mean, take your pick as it pertains to just how many big clutch moments. Corey Collins had one of those big hits in the late innings of this one. Here's the senior leader. He's with us now. Corey, he had that big 2-run double in the 10th inning. We'll get to that one in a moment. How would you describe how this team came back from 3 runs down, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th? You strand the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning, then the big outburst of the 10th. How did it happen in the late innings dramatically?
It just shows you hard, man. I mean, these guys are great. We work so hard, get emotional. This is great. Best fans in America. I'm just proud of everybody on the mound, in the box. We just fought, and I mean,
Corey, we're so proud of you. Way to fight, scratch, and claw. Your career, having a fantastic year, fighting through some injuries, fighting through adversity for the first 3 years of your career. What does this mean to you? Amazing at bat, 2 strikes pounding your chest, and coming up with that 2-strike hit on that breaking ball. Take us through that at bat. That was the nail right there, helping send your team to the Super Regional.
You know, man, I was a little upset. I mean, I got jammed the at bat before, but Chandler Marsh came out there. I made a great play, and he got the ground ball. And I just went there, and I'm doing this for the team, and it's for us, and it's for these people. I mean, y'all can still hear it. That's what I did it for. I mean, I pounded that G, and I mean, I gave it to my last all.
You know, Bobby just highlighted a couple of things there. Where are these emotions coming from? Why are they coming out right now?
Because it's been so long. It's been a long road. I mean, I can count on my hand how many times I've cried, but this is what it's about. I mean, these guys, this atmosphere, this university, I mean, everybody. And I mean, this was the goal, to take it back to the super, and we did it. I was fortunate to be a part of it.
Way to go. Awesome job. Congratulations, Corey.
Thanks, guys. Go Dogs.
And so Georgia onto a super regional, as Corey just said it right there. It's been so long, 16 years, by the way. And this regional round, it had been a painful one for so many years for this Georgia program. They finally advance out of it, and they're going to the super regional.